Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to RSC EU. We're here for our second stream of the week, and we start off with some Premier action. The second round of fixtures in the Premier Division. It's Army Brigade versus Boller I Carry. My name's Tom Diller. Alongside me for the first two games this evening, I believe, well, the first game at least, is Liquid Sight, and welcome along.
Happen to be back here on the desk. It's always exciting watching action on RSC. I think RSC puts together some of the best well-met teams. As some people may or may not know, I wore the fun Ring in the New Year hat yesterday, and of course today I've got to wear another one. It's a little bit of a different color. It matches my shirt. I think it kind of completes the ensemble, but I'm very happy to be part of casting the Premier League. It's fantastic to see this top quality, this bubble tier come out and just knock it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very exciting, and I think either the first or second time I've done a Premier game, so definitely very excited. These guys are the top that RSC has to offer, and potentially the kind of people that we're pushing to become professional Rocket League players in a few years' time. Definitely all of them having their career going that way. And if we think about these two sides for a second, it's third and second in the Ignis tier. Now, it's interesting in Ignis division, I should say, because we're only a round of fixtures in for this Premier tier because of how it's ran, whereas everyone else is getting to mid-season. Well, Premier have only had one game so far, so it's not really useful to look at the table, but they are second and third, and they got off to a winning start last time out.
That's fantastic to see. I was trying to review some of the stats ahead of time as well, and unfortunately there wasn't really a whole lot present for each one of the players, but it is fun to see that we're going to see a second place top tier versus a third place. So yeah, this is the top end of the 8 teams that are in the Premier standings going to be battling it out. As we see there, I mean, 3 wins versus 3 wins. This is really, these two teams are going to separate themselves, or they're going to see which one it really truly deserves the second place. We're going to find out today, that's for sure.
And of course, the plan always to be making those all-important playoffs, and that's something that both of these sides, I suppose, will have aspirations of doing. Not just yet, though, of course, only the second round of the season, but they look pretty evenly matched up so far in terms of both wins, of course, and the players as well are all hovering around a sort of similar CMV. The peak for Nami Brigade is 2180, and the peak for Boller is 2205, so it's not a hugely important measure. We always say it's CMV, but it's definitely something that you can have a look at.
Yeah, there's at this kind of level, the numbers, that could be a bad week of Rocket League. That could be, you're playing too late at night, a mental game. That CMV isn't really big. It's really going to be about cohesion and mesh. Because I feel at this kind of level, the Premier players should be on top of each other. There shouldn't be a whole lot of space that's created. And the space that's created, by comparison of like Rival that we saw yesterday and whatnot, the space is going to be much smaller. So the tolerance for faults are going to be much smaller as well. I think we're going to see a lot bigger team plays. These are players that play with each other because they are pre-made teams. This is very different from how the rest of the league, the rest of the tiers are made. I'm excited. I'm going to give the go-ahead for these guys to join the field.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think perhaps we could see a little bit of a cagey one early on. Of course, still getting used to this season. Everyone having very busy schedules and just trying to reassess and reset after this winter break. So let's get underway. I say that we're missing a player on the Nami Brigade side. It is going to be Nami Brigade in the blue and Boller I Carry in the red once we get the players in. And oh dear, full starts, I think, immediately here. Oh no, we've got all 3 players in. There we go. Confusing start to this Premier clash then. 4 games ahead of us. It's Nami Brigade, I should say, in the blue, and then Boller, of course, in the red. Early demo on DXKI as they try to attack early on. Boller I Carry tempo sends one back downfield, blocked off in the midfield. Creamy puts it back into contention. Morse just tries to prevent the attack early on. And I think this is going to be a game where an early goal could potentially be decisive. This might be that early goal just off the post from DXKI into Morgs. Morgs gets the shot on the back post, and it's 1-0 to Nami Brigade. Now, I was just about to say, I think the early goal could potentially be decisive here.
What a worm burner. I couldn't believe that one had that much potential all across the ground. I mean, Creamy really had to dive for that to make sure it didn't go in. Unfortunately, didn't get the pinch he wanted. Went back towards the crease, and Nami Brigade just able to clean that one up. But man, I was surprised by how much momentum that ball had. I thought for sure it was on the ground. It wasn't a whole lot of threat, but wow, what a pass out to Tempo. Just missed that high shot. He's going to throw it back into the middle for Boiler. Oh, I think I've got the teams mixed up here. I do apologize. Nami Brigade is on the attack here. Unfortunately, not the hit that they wanted as a flip reset attempt was there. They were met on the middle. Tempo is going to throw it out. Mats Gray is going to chase it all the way down. However, Morgs is going to set it over to Charlie. This is going to be a team play here. 1-2. Couldn't get the third one. Now it's time for Baller to try and get out. Not able to get the proper clear. Creamy is going to take control on the midline. Got beat by Nami Brigade. As I said, there's not really a whole lot of space. As soon as you touch the ball's either got to be really close to you to maintain that pressure, or you got to clear it over everyone. Now here's a bit of a reset here as Nami Brigade throws the ball away and wins that 50-50. All important. There's a demo on the field. It was a smart play. They're trying to send it in the middle. No one was there. Dixie, I think, or DXKI, is unable to pick up the ball. Morgan, not quite. Oh, I'm going to call him Morgan, but his name is Morgan. That is okay. Throw to the middle. What a shot. What a double commit. And able to clear the ball away. Baller has another threatening shot here. What a save! Wow! I did not think he was going to get that. He got just a small amount to get that into the crossbar. And I thought for sure that was going to be a tie game.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it will be now as Tempo takes a shot, but it's just cleared away by DXKI once again. Epic save for him. Creamy looks to create a chance over the top of Morgs, and once again it's DX who's there to save it. Charlie on this occasion off of the line. They really are pegged back to their own baseline here. Nami Brigade, and they're having to make sure that they just clear their lines at any opportunity possible. This will be cleared as now Tempo has to play it back to Creamy, who able to clear for his own chance at the moment. Into the centre goes Morgs. Tempo brings it away, now trying to apply the pressure themselves. Nami Brigade do have the lead in this first game. Of course, goals not the most important thing at the moment for them, just keeping their lines clear. DX will send one back downfield out of centre field. Now Mats Gray looks to go forward. Morgs to beat. Backflips into this one. Creamy going forward. Goes in the air on this occasion. DX once again getting the clearance away. Just being organised in defence, making sure that they deal with this pressure appropriately as Creamy can't quite get to this one. Mats has to bring it away once more into centre field. He goes for a teammate. Tempo can't quite get round to it. He's rotating back for boost. Tempo back forward. Creamy challenges for this one. Morgs gets the shot away, and Mats Gray with the save once more. End-to-end stuff at the moment.
Oh, I thought for sure that was going to be another one of those slow goals that I thought for sure a Premier team would be able to get a hold of, but those small mistakes are making big spaces here as Nami Brigade is putting on the pressure, is able to win these 50-50s. Another great touch, unable to control it completely as Mats Gray, what a nice little flip reset to move it down the field. Unfortunately, not able to turn anything out of it. Creamy had all the time in the world, threw a pot shot on the top crossbar. Gonna see if Creamy can get a hold of it, not able to get their double tap, but Mats Gray came up to meet him and cleaned up. Well, we'll just call it pass. Yeah, it's definitely a pass. Mats Gray didn't even try and go for the double tap. And DXKI caught flat-footed. What a great show by Baller, and it tied up with 1 minute left. We're at basically a 0-0 game with 1 minute of play.
Absolutely are. This could potentially be going to overtime. That Nami Brigade defence just not holding firm enough to hold on to this 1-0 lead. And there's a second from Creamy off of the right-hand side. The floodgates have opened now, and Nami Brigade not quite organised once again. Creamy at a rather difficult angle. No one quite home. I think it was a slight mistake from Charlie off of the line. Not quite able to get into it. However, they now chase this game. Nami Brigade, Boiler holding on to this rather nicely, actually, getting back into the game, chasing it, and eventually getting that second goal. Creamy looks to go again. Morgs able to get this one clear. Tempo brings it away on centre field. DX and a booming drive, looking for one of his teammates. Max Gray's able to clear it away in the end. 30 seconds onto the clock in this first game of the Premier, of course. Premier Clash. Creamy looking to go forward, goes central. Can't find anything. Charlie able to get it cleared away on this occasion. Max Gray now looks to air dribble through. Challenge from Morgs. Morgs can't quite get to it. Runs out of boost. DX now looking to clear. Can't get to it. And Charlie has to bring it away. 9 seconds for Nami Brigade here to try and find a goal. Otherwise, they will concede this first game. Only their second loss of the season. Of course, Morgs will keep it up. He's run out of boost. Has to do a lot of work. Max Gray will get it onto the floor. And Boller, I carry, win the first game. And, well, they had to chase it, but they chased it very well indeed.
Well done by both sides of the team. Clearly, Baller I Carry was able to come away with that win. What a fantastic overall show by both of them. Really, truly only a 1-goal game. You know, there was a lot of high flying. There was a lot of great mechanical movements. What I think separated both those teams was Baller's ability to pass and just be able to meet the game, just meet their players. Waifu Fan Club not able to just get their teammates going. It's going to be interesting to see how Nami Brigade is able to come back in this second game to make the adjustments that they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, I think really it was a game that Nami Brigade set out to nick with an early goal, and it was a little bit of a lucky early goal. I think when you're defending for 4 minutes in a Rocket League game, it's just not really a recipe for success. I think you have to be a very certain type of team, and when your opponents take 7 shots against you, it's always going to be difficult to make sure that stays out of the net. But we're going to Forbidden Temple next for game 2 here. 1-0 to Boller I Carry, and this should be an equally as exciting second game.
I was kind of impressed that it was clean Rocket League, right? There was no big flashy plays. There was, I think, 1 or 2 maybe flipped resets. There was no double taps. It was just clean. It was strong hits. Again, people capitalizing on those small mistakes. That missed pinch on the first goal, the second goal with the cleanup. It was just fantastic looking clean Rocket League. So we're gonna see how they make these adjustments as Tempo goes for a ceiling shot, and Morgs is there to meet you. Matt Gray is gonna clean this up. I don't think he got the hit that he entirely wanted there, as both his teammates had to dive for that ball. We're gonna have a nice easy clear out of the corner here. Tempo picks it up, gonna get a flip reset to move it a little bit further down. Matt Gray dove in on the ball. Charlie B got a little bit of a pre-flip, didn't move the ball anywhere. Creamy to Tempo, and that was a very nice goal. I'm sorry, my energy wasn't there as I was still trying to understand what was going on with the play here, but clearly Baller was able to get that slamming shot 100 kilometers, you know, from just outside the half mark. So not a whole lot of energy on it, but enough to beat the defenders. It's a 1-0 game.
It was all created by the pass, but Onomil says in the chat, totally agree. It was a wonderful pass through to his teammate. He was hovering around that halfway line, just able to get the touch on it. This might be a second one for Matt Gray. It will be at the back post. The passing game being on point for Baller I Carry on this occasion. Tempo with a rather lucky pinch actually off of the side wall on the left hand side. Matt Gray at the back post, able to turn it home, and it's 2-0 to Baller. Arch says that potentially the team that's going to be winning Premier towards the end of this season. They certainly look organised at the moment, and Nami not really able to find a real response at the moment to what they have to offer, particularly in the passing game.
Yeah, that's really been the difference maker here, as we see a double commit from Nami Brigade, as DXKI and Charlie have to try and separate. Charlie's got no boost, so he plays a little bit of a physical play. Morgan's got lots of time back here, but he's got doesn't have unlimited, as Tempo puts a little bit of pressure. It's dished back to Matt Gray. He wasn't able to do a whole lot with Creamy is up. Is this going to be another hit? No, but there is a good, clean save. Matt Gray got all the time in the world to clean up that swamp of a mess. Wow, Nami Brigade just got dissected one player at a time, everyone jumping for their ball. Matt Gray has the patience, just a little pot shot if he needs to do anything more. Had all the opportunity. Well done, 3-0. I hope they don't run away with this, but as we've been hearing from Chad, this might be the team to beat all the way. As we saw at the beginning, this is 2 versus 3, so to see a 3-0 blowout is kind of... they're flexing here. Oh my gosh, there's another pass almost comes across. Creamy is going to throw it back in. A big booming clears, almost able to get it past the half mark. Nami Brigade has got to make something out of this. Morg, you've got to collect this. You got 2 players. You beat them both. Doesn't have enough movement to keep it moving down the field. As Baller is able to throw it out the middle again. DXKI is there to collect the ball. Tempo is starting to go from a salsa to, I can't think of a joke. I've lost my joke. Help me, Tom. Take over.
Tempo looking to up the tempo, but
there we go.
Get the beating of Matt's Gray at the moment. Matt Gray has got tempo at the back post. In fact, he has Creamy at the back post as well. I was keeping an eye on that man going in from the right-hand side, but in fact, Creamy was there through the centre, able to get this one at the back post once more. Gets the beating of DXKI, and it's 4-0 to the Baller iCarry side. This is a dominant performance so far after chasing much of game 1, able to get back into it, and well, now they're winning quite decisively the second game. A demo though is going to allow Nami to have an attack. Charlie off of the left hand side sidewall will try and go forward. Tempo is able to beat him, and Nami haven't had a shot this game. Well, they've had 1 shot, and that's from DXKI. He's looking for a second here, won't find it. This is over the top of Creamy. Will have to be recollected by Morgs and his own back line. Matt Gray looks to go forward. Morgs will bring it away. DXKI now with the shot. Surely a chance for Nami. Creamy does very well to get his lines clear with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. There's still so much time that you said someone could get back into this. That's a save from Matt Gray, who scored 2 goals in this game and is now denied 2 goals as well. 2 saves on his side. 1 save, I apologise. I was looking at the shots column, as is the nature of this game. It's just so back and forth. When you get into one of these longer plays, Nami definitely looking like they can get back into this one if at all possible. 4-0 down, maybe a little bit too difficult for them to leverage this all up. This time a shot comes in, and Tempo gets a little bit of luck, but you need a little bit of luck, and now it's turning into a little bit of a nasty one.
I didn't see if he ran out of boost. He just didn't kick. DXKI didn't quite get the right line, but man, that looked like for sure they had that save. I was watching Nami Brigade try and change up their strategy. I watched Charlie B chase on the offensive line to try and get a demo, just not getting anything moving the way they want. I bet there's a little bit of frustration, especially in the Premier tier. You've got a lot of high energy, you got a lot of high skill, and when you're not able to play the way you expect to, and especially being shut out here 5-0, you got to expect there's a little bit of mental game going on against Nami Brigade.
Absolutely, this could turn very ugly indeed. Are they able to get one back though? Nami Brigade shot comes in, saved by Tempo, and this is the important thing from Bollett. They're handling this rather well. Anytime they are under pressure, they're able to get their lines clear. That's very important when you're looking to continue to dominate a game and a series. Just take all of the life out of your opponent as Charlie looks for a redirect. That's a wonderful redirect. DX will look to follow up, but will get the consolation goal to see Nami Brigade at least get on the score sheet in this second game. That was a wonderful pass off of the backboard, and DX there to wait on it and send it into the roof of the net.
So the ball, I don't think, touched the ground for about 10 to 15 seconds there. It went from Nami Brigade side to Baller side to Nami Brigade side back to the Baller side, and a goal for Nami Brigade without the ball going downwards. So I was just in awe, as it was no longer car ball, as it was more so rocket ships. There was no indication that the ball was going to touch the ground, as DKXI was up for a double tap. Both Matt Gray and Creamy able to get it across. Now Matt Gray is going to try and get the steal to the corner boost. He's accosting DXKI, but the ball's in the other end. Not for long as Creamy throws it. Matt Gray gets a good clean pre-flip and a boost steal. What is he doing? He's taking the other boost. Is he just going for a little bit of a cruise here with a 5-1 lead? Matt Gray has been the one to watch this game for sure. He has made the space. He's made the passes. He's been the annoying thorn in their side. There you see Charlie again, just trying to track down Tempo. What a... Oh! Couldn't quite get the goal they wanted. That as that last one. That would have been another nail in the coffin. It is fantastic to see Baller just run away with that. I think there's a gauntlet thrown down here as a challenge. Meritz, real life, Meritz, said he thinks that Prospect could beat Baller iCarry in an 80v3. So take your bets now, folks. I'm not sure how likely that is, but wow, did Baller run away with that one. And if they're going to play like that the rest of the series, it's going to be a 4-0.
4-0 definitely looking likely, and we saw a series yesterday. I forget who was playing. I think it was Masters vs Apprentices, where it ended up going much like the way of this series. It ended up 2-2. That was in the Master tier, I believe, and maybe there's a chance now for Nami Brigade, having got that late goal, to see that actually we can get the beating of this defence, and perhaps there is a way we can go and at least savour what we can from this series.
I think, from what I've seen, I think Morgs has to take a breather. Charlie B has to take a bit of a breather. He's breaking rotation, and he is going for demos. Now, obviously, you need to do something to shake up the play. What you're doing so far is not working, but I saw Charlie B chasing people down and not able to get those tackles and those demos. So either they got to change their structure a little bit, or just take this breather, take this moment, and collect yourself as the kickoff is about to start again.
Here we go then, go to Sovereign Heights for game 3, as we do on all of the map rotations in RSC. Nami Brigade have a mammoth task ahead of them to save this series. Morgs look to try and set it off rather nicely, but won't quite find the net on this occasion. It's well defended, a booming drive back downfield is cleaned up by DXKI, who had to wait on that for a moment. That could have turned very nasty indeed. Morgs goes forward, a different Nami Brigade side by the looks of things in this third game. Not able to find the net just yet, though, as Charlie now has to recollect and try and start the attack once more. He goes through into centre field, finds DX, who's able to play it off of the sidewall into Morgs, who goes all the way all alone, and Creamy just able to get it clear. They are very strong here. Nami Brigade making sure they've got men on the sideline, as Charlie's just able to get this one clear on the halfway line, I should say, not the sideline. Morgs looks to go forward. So actually, despite the damage, it is Bollet who have try and draw first blood here with the first shot of the game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic drive here. And Charlie Beer with that play there recognized that he had a lot of time, tried to set something up. Unfortunately, took a little bit too much time and wasn't able to complete the attack, as DXKI is going to start the attack down for Nami Brigade again. Charlie B has got something going for him. He's going to get a flip reset. What is DXKI going to do on the backboard? The ball wasn't going there. You put yourself out of position. Maybe he was trying to beat the defender on the backboard. I'm not sure what happened there, but it didn't work. But they're trying things. It's an open net. Oh! Morgs tried to tip it over the last defender, who I'm pretty sure had a clean read on that. But that's just one of those things where you wish Charlie B, I think, had a stronger hit or a better flick. Just didn't quite go the way they wanted to. Creamy is chased into the corner. What a small tip forward. Charlie B able to... Oh, not Charlie B. Charlie B is cycling back. Tempo has got an open net, and he's able to beat them on the 50-50. Wow. What patience. He used all of his boosts. He didn't have a whole lot, but he used every piece of it properly and is able to get on the board 1-0.
Well, you've got to take your chances, haven't you? And that's the case of Nami Brigade just not taking their chances, though this time Charlie might have a chance to flick it over Creamy. He does flick it over Creamy, and it finds its way in as well. So they weren't trailing for long in the game. Charlie just about able to get that one over Creamy. It's an ugly, ugly goal, but it just about snuck its way in. And, well, what was this about Charlie needing to take a breather? He's gone and saved his team.
I thought maybe it worked. Maybe he listened. Maybe his mental game got back in there. But it was really interesting setup on that kickoff from Baller. It was really, really aggressive. I saw Mads Gray come smashing through and just missed the ball and missed the player, and he left his teammate alone. And, man, good job for Nami Brigade to be able to read that play and be able to have the patience to beat Creamy as the last man.
And now they look to go forward to Bolla carry. They want this sweep. They sense the sweep. Sweeps in Premier. So important, as you see so many 3-1 wins, things like that. If you can just get that extra game over someone else who's won, and it can be absolutely pivotal towards the end of the season. As here Tempo goes challenging for the ball from DXKI. Creamy back downfield. Goes all alone on this occasion. Has got teammates in the centre for support if he needs them. Can't find them in the end. Matt Gray now looks to go forward. At the back post is Tempo, and he gets his second goal of the game. That was perfectly weighted. It was a wonderful team play once more. Matt Gray, the playmaker on the right-hand side. Tempo able to just sneak it in onto the left-hand side. A wonderful pass once more. And Bollarai carry. Well, they're just... passing game has just been incredible.
It's starting to show that Mats Gray is the dominant player here. He's got either the smarts, the talent. He's the triple threat here, and he's able to make the space. Again, those very small spaces. There hasn't been a whole lot of instances where there's a lot of field to play with, and it's just been fantastic to see Mats Gray making those opportunities happen. Tempo is there. There's always a player ready for that cleanup, as Mats Gray is just devastating the field with chaos. Tempo is going to collect this one. Unfortunately, not able to get it too far into Nami Brigade's zone. Creamy tries to make work of it. Almost an own goal, but went off the inside post. Dixie, that's what your name is now. DXKI is trying to move it downfield, able to move it one step further, blocks Tempo, allows Charlie B to smash it into the corner. Morgs doesn't have any boost, he's cycling back. Mats Gray is blocked by Charlie B. What a big flick up to the top as Tempo has removed DXKF from the field. Morgs is there to collect it. They've got one more goal to make up for the deficit here. Mats Gray tries to beat that 50-50. Unfortunately, it wasn't hit at the time he was expecting. Charlie B and Morgs on top of each other, trying to make a little bit of space. Morgs gets the double tap. DXKY and Charlie B collide for the goal. They wanted that shot. It was not able to happen. Tempo is able to get almost all the way across. Again, another double commit as Baller is able to get all the way out. Tempo tries to get a musty flick, was not able to connect. Creamy is there. DXK and Charlie B is able to try and get it all the way out. Mats Gray, dangerous man, got all the boost, all the field to play with. Tempo was trying to meet him in a pre-jump. Didn't quite happen. That was going to be an interesting play. Creamy's got, again, all the boost. He's looking for a teammate out in the middle, not able to get it all the way out. And I think this is the last final seconds for Nami Brigade to try and get a goal. And Tempo just about got another one in there just for giggles. And it is 3-0 in the series. That was probably the better showing. That was like game one, I think, in terms of the showing. Clearly Baller is going to be the stronger team here, as they are going to move into second position guaranteed in the standings. But Nami Brigade now, they got to get this game. This is do or die. This is important. This is a big one for them. This is your consolation prize. You have to win this one. So now the pressure's off. You've already lost the series. You've definitely lost that position. And now this goal is very important. Very, very important. Game, not goal, excuse me.
Yes, well, I get what you mean, and I was going to say about Bolle here. I hope they don't lose out on playoffs because of 2 goals here in terms of goal difference as a tiebreaker, because that's 2 now that have bounced into the goal on the buzzer and just not quite able to go that extra step to cross. It must be a little bit frustrating for them, though I suppose having won the game, they won't mind too much. We go to Beckwith Park next, the midnight version of the map. I think this is the worst map in the game, but obviously the map vote disagrees with me, and well, we get back underway. The worst of the traditional maps, I can say.
What don't you like about it? I typically like the darker colors. The game is, not too much is going to happen in the 30 seconds, as Caster occurs. So let's explore what you don't like about this map. I'm curious now.
I think it's just ugly. I mean,
it's ugly. It's too, the grass is cut too square. There's no excitement. There's no lines. Everything is too, just too square. Oh, Charlie B. Not able to reach that to collect the ball, as Mats Gray is going to get this beat over the last defender, and I think this was an own goal. Yeah, unfortunate for Morgs, not able to collect that and help his teammate out, and it was just a banger shot, though, into that top bins, but wrong net. Charlie B's got an opportunity here, and he beats Baller's aggressive kickoff, I think, here. All 3 of them up. Bad play for Baller, but good job for Charlie B to collect that properly and punish them for that overstep.
Well, we said there wasn't going to be much happen in this first 30 seconds, and in 22 seconds we've had 2 goals, and maybe a third here with DX looking to go forward. Tempo will clear it. Not quite off of the line, but we'll get it clear regardless. And I think there with that own goal, that's one of those where if you score that at the other end, you put that on the clips of the week, but not quite if you score it in your own goal. Hawks going forward now, no harm done, back to level terms. Can't quite find the net on this occasion, it gets cleared away. DXKI looks to go central, Charlie is there, Charlie can't really connect with this one and has to go back central, back downfield they go. Mats Gray looks to find this one, DX clears his lines very well. Oh, it's almost a second as Morgs just unable to really get that clear as nicely as he would have expected. Mats Gray now looking to go forward, tries to find something here, still going, clears it off the goal line, does DXKI, and that is a very, very strong defence. It's still alive though here. DX has to wait on it. Mats Gray is there and Tempo's there as well, just about getting it clear. And my word, they are not looking strong in defence at the moment. Nami holding on to this by the skin of their teeth. Here comes Creamy. Morgs waits on it and Charlie B eventually rotates round to get it clear. Back central it goes. A chance now. Morgs can't quite get to it. DX can get to it and then just holding on by whatever they can here, Nami.
The pressure is definitely building here, as Nami Brigade got a great clear there, almost got a breakaway to DXKI. But I am concerned because, like you said, they have had just absolute gargantuan pressure to overcome. Now, to their credit, they kept the goal at 1-1 here, but they have to win. It's not about keeping your teammates at bay. You have to attack as well. As Charlie B unable to get correct footing there, as Creamy has a flip reset attempt. It didn't quite go well. Morgs is kind of stuck on this wall as Spider-Man as he tries to make a play here. DXKI throws it away. Creamy throws it up to Temo. And is Mats Gray on the back post, the back crossbar there, trying to make a play? Is he trying to get a clip of the week here? Is that what's happening now?
I think he deserves it after his performance so far. Here he goes, off of the wall, he goes into the centre. No teammate there, Charlie B. Able to get it clear away. Would have been the best assist of the night, I think, for Mats Gray. Not to be, though. Tempo now waits on this one. Morgs can't quite get to it. Mats Gray's in the centre. He takes a, not really a shot, just tries to keep it alive as now Charlie B goes forward. Can they nick one late on here, Nami Brigade, to try and save something out of this series? Even a point could be crucial towards the end of this season. Mats Gray takes the shot, is wayward though, and Charlie B can recollect on this right hand side. Looks to go forward. Tempo gets a touch back downfield into potentially Creamy, who's at the back post. He can't quite get to it. Mats Gray's in the centre. He keeps it alive. Morgs misses it. Mats Gray misses it, and it goes wide once more. Creamy still going here into the centre. DX gets it clear as well on this occasion. And now, as Tempo in the centre looks to find something out of this attack, a minute and a half to go, and neither side able to find the net. Here's Morgs, takes a shot, and can they nick it? They can! And Nami Brigade take the lead with a minute and 30 seconds to go. They've handled the pressure beautifully so far, and it's a slight little bit of luck as they consolidate on the overcommit and are able to get a goal in this game. Nami Brigade now look to try and find something out of this series side.
Creamy just drove through that ball. He was the third man. It looked like he just straight up missed it. I don't know if that was ping or if that was a misread, but he just straight up drove right through that ball as Charlie P drove through Mats Gray. DXKY is trying to make himself known on the back here. DXKI doesn't have any boost. Mats Gray is dangerous. He's going to try and pitch it across in the middle. Not able to get it right in the correct spot as Tempo and Morgs battle it out in the corner. Mats Gray comes as the savior here. DXKI is waiting on the midfield. And Creamy, I think, was up before the ball even let Mats Gray hood.
Absolutely, he really waited on that, didn't he? And he was able to turn it home. It was a difficult angle, had a player to beat on the line, and he was able to beat him 4-0. Definitely looking on here for Bola I carry as Nami's rather difficult spell is going to continue in this series. Unfortunately, they still have a chance in this game, of course. Only 2-2, maybe our first overtime of the evening. Creamy's going to try and avoid that. His shot is wayward, can't really make anything of it, and it's going to have to be it's going to be difficult time for them to try and build some pressure again in the last 30 seconds. Here goes Creamy. Charlie is able to meet it. Tempo's there on the right hand side wall, able to get it off of the rear wall on this occasion. Mats Gray's up for this one as Morgs is able to try and create an opportunity. Mats Gray is going to get it clear, and now they go forward once more. DXKI looks to find something late on here. He can't find anything, and Tempo has to get it cleared away. Morgs is up for this one. Morgs can't quite get to it, and a plume of smoke he has to drive through with 7 seconds to go, maybe in overtime here, unless Creamy can find something late on off of the backboard and off the crossbar as well. Morg's going forward, onto the floor it goes, and we have overtime.
Wow. Just wow. This has been... Okay, that was a defensive mid-air tackle off that kickoff, and that was all important because that net was wide open. Charlie B is going to try and control it, going to move it a little bit farther, unable to get the flip reset he wanted. He was able to get it, it just didn't go in the direction that he wanted, as Tempo puts a lackluster goal in, but at the end of it, that was a clinical 4-0 put on by Baller.
Yeah, it was difficult, wasn't it, for Nami? They really didn't find their footing in that game at all, and they had that chance in that final game, but it is going to be Baller Hikaru. You get the 4-0 sweep in the series, and, well, you can't say they didn't deserve it. Nami, it defended well at times. There was definitely a lot of organisation for them. However, I just don't think it was quite going to work in the end.
No, it didn't quite work. I think Nami Brigade had the best chance to score goals on the kickoff because the way that Baller Hikaru went on that kickoff, they had a very aggressive strategy. A lot of the times we'd see all three players encroaching on the kickoff, expecting a neutral kickoff. You know, they lost, I think, they conceded a couple goals because of that throughout this series. But that's one of those things where kickoffs doesn't happen unless you score a goal or you get your goal scored on. So that's not really a good opportunity to bank on. At the end of the day, Baller just had the better pressure, the better ball control, the better team cohesion. There was pre-jumping everywhere on those last few games. It was amazing to see. I don't know if that's just normal Premier. You know, you guys at this level, you guys have clearly got true sight at that point, or what it is, but it was really interesting to see people up that fast and Nami Brigade just not able to get the defensive position to hold them off.
No, and I think when it comes to this level of Rocket League, you've got to be able to not only hold your own back line, able to get the ball out of the net, but I think you've also got to be able to create the chances. And Nami, despite the fact that they were, apart from Game 2, of course, where there was a flurry of goals, in Game 1, Game 3 and Game 4, they were in the game. It was only a single goal margin, of course. Yep. And if they were able to bring more to the attack, then the defence was good enough, I think. They just didn't quite have that ability to attack up the other end.
Yeah, I agree. It was fantastic to watch, and ultimately, Baller is the team that is clearly victorious here. I'm going to be excited to see how they take on the first place team, although I believe with this result, they jump to first place until the other team is able to play. So it's one of these flip-flop scenarios where both teams haven't played equal games. However, one team jumps over the other. Nami Brigade, again, good job showing up and doing your best tonight. It just wasn't your night. You weren't able to get that at least one game. You fall a couple places, but this is a thing where you come back and you show RSC Premier Tier that you will have a place in this tier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the beautiful thing about RSC is that, well, much like a lot of the American sports, is that with these playoff systems, you can say, actually, we weren't on our best tonight, but can we approach? You know, how can we get this fourth position? How can we get into playoffs? And then, well, when it comes to playoffs, we can know that we may have to meet this team later on in that system, but in a best of 5 or a best of 7, anything can happen. Well, it looks like we were trying to waffle along until we could get an interview here with one of the Baller players, but unfortunately not going to happen by the looks of things. So, Sight, thank you very much for joining me. Closing thoughts?
You know, there's not a really whole lot of closing thoughts here. It was just exciting to see. It was great play. As I expected, there wasn't a whole lot of space created on the field.
I apologise. We can get an interview. Carry on, and we'll drag Creamy into the lobby.
I was about to say, there wasn't a whole lot of large spaces made. There was a few instances where those large spaces did happen, and those weren't the instances where the goals were normally made. It was these small little missteps, and again, I think it was just Baller's ability to get those passing plays across and their teammates to be where they're expected.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the passing game for Boller was clearly one of their biggest strengths in this one. I really think it did step out to me. So I think we have got Creamy waiting for an interview. We're just waiting for him to sort out his microphone and things. No doubt. Rather happy with that performance. I would suggest it was almost a 5-star Boller performance, and definitely I think we're suggesting that they're a team that could go on to win this entire division. Of course, the playoffs are an entirely different set of nerves and everything, a different dynamic, and of course they have to face those Glacies teams as well in the playoffs, which
yeah, exactly,
is something that can add a spanner into the works.
What since we've got a few more minutes while they fix their mic, because clearly they didn't have comms that whole game, right? That's that's the expression. You got to turn my monitor on. I got to plug my controller in, right? That's what I want to explore more onto why you didn't like it. You thought it was an ugly field. Is it because the crosshatches again are too square? Is it too modern of a look? Do you need some arcs? You need some less vertical and horizontal lines?
Honestly, I just think it's not. You look at Champions Field, you look at this incredible stadium. It looks amazing. It's sovereign heights, looks very neat, looks very nice. There's mud all over the pitch. There's dodgy benches all everywhere. It looks ugly as anything. I know ERS had some of their playoff games at Beckwith Park, and I just think it's a horrible map and should be gotten rid of out of the game, in my opinion. But anyway, that's just me. And we are joined now by Creamy. I imagine has a better opinion of Beckwith Park than I do. But Creamy, sweep to really get your season off to a flying start. Second game after the winter break. And what do you think this team is something that can go on to win this division? I know it's early days.
My team to win or what?
Yes. Do you think Boller?
Yes. We win this easy.
I love the confidence. Creamy, I have to ask you a question. That last goal, it looked like the ball just completely phased through you, where Nami Brigade was able to tie it up. What happened there?
To be honest, I can't even remember it. So.
You were the third man. You turned towards the ball. It came in for a bounce, and you completely missed it. And
So yeah, I missed it. Yeah, I hoped for to get the pop or something, and I just completely whiffed, and Morgs just had the balls of steel and just went for it.
So it's not one of those circumstances where you were blinking your eyes and you got stuck halfway, and your eyes were closed, but the ball was gone all of a sudden.
Yeah, basically.
So this team, I believe, puts you back into first. I love the confidence. Clearly, the chat was chanting your guys' names. You guys showed a lot of gusto out there. What do you think was the big difference maker between your two teams? Was it your abilities to just know where each other was going to place the ball? Was it that you guys were just the better passers? Or do you think just in general, teammates like Matt's Gray was just able to make that much space for everyone?
I just think in general we are all better players than all of them, so there's not really a chance for them, unfortunately. And I think Tempo is his upcoming player. He's insane. Me and Matska, we can just sit back, relax, and watch him.
Oh, sorry, Creamy. One final question. I apologise. My bad. But, going on into this season, you know that now obviously you're leading the way here. Are there any other teams in this division that stick out to you as a team that actually isn't as much of I don't want to say mismatch, but isn't as much of a easy run for you? Are there any teams that stick out to you as the big dangers?
Yeah, there actually is one now that I'm looking right now, and it's in the same league as us. It's what are they called? Wicked Sailors. They have a weak spot. I always lose to them. I should be the better players on paper, and I usually beat the teams that beat them. But I just in finals they do me something. I don't know what it is, but I lose to them.
Bogey team, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess they're my kryptonite.
Well, unless Sight's got any questions, well, thank you for joining us and around this out, Sight.
No, I really appreciate Creamy you coming in here and sharing your thoughts about what it's like on the pitch. I know it's always exciting. It's thrilling to play this game. It's a different level when you're on live stream as well. There's always that little extra nerves. So again, congratulations for you guys doing 4-0 tonight.
Thank you, man.
So thank you very much to Creamy for joining us on the stream. And well, now we'll round it out. Sight, thank you very much for joining me. I know we're pressed for time, so I won't ask you for your second closing thoughts of the day. But thank you very much for joining me for this Premier fixture. You can join us in about 10 minutes' time. Maura Sky is going to be jumping into the box alongside me. And we're going down to the Master tier for Radiant versus Messiahs, hoping for yet another spectacular game. Their Master always tends to deliver, and I suspect it might just do the same today. So thank you very much for joining me, Sight, and thank you everyone for joining us as well, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes time.
Have a good night, everyone.
You can fake it through the ceiling, to the rooftops, while I'm leaving. You're my greatest mistake, greatest mistake. You can fake it through the ceiling, to the rooftops, while I'm leaving. You're my greatest mistake, greatest mistake. You can fake it through the ceiling, to the rooftops, while I'm leaving. You're my greatest mistake, greatest mistake. Baby, I know all your secrets, but you tell me stupid lies. But when you think you can escape now and got it all just figured out, you can fake it through the ceiling, to the rooftops, while I'm leaving. You're my greatest mistake, greatest mistake. You can fake it through the ceiling, to the rooftops, while I'm leaving. You're my greatest mistake, greatest mistake.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down, down. Clear when you want to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down, down. Clear sky.
Welcome back, everybody, to RSC EU. Site has jumped out of the box, and Morris Guy now joins us on the stream as we go down to the Master Tier for Radiant versus Messiahs. And this one could quietly be quite an entertaining game out of the Glacies tier, as all of these sides are looking to press on to those playoffs and play-ins. Radiant probably most likely, as they sit down in 7th, only on the 12 wins. But Morris Guy, they have a chance to get into those play-ins and even the playoff spots later on this evening. It's a huge game for them.
It is indeed, and I'm hoping that we don't see one of these teams have an absolute blowout like we did in the previous series here. I definitely feel like this one on paper is looking like it's going to be a bit of a close affair, and like you say, yeah, definitely lots to play for in this one. So I am looking forward to this one. This one's going to be a good one for sure. But yeah, I mean, there's still plenty left to play for. So even if whoever sort of wins or loses in this one, you know, there's still a few series left in the season to go. But it's definitely a close affair in the league table at the moment, and that on that side of things. So I mean, when you kind of look at it, you just feel like, yeah, every game sort of counts at this very moment in time. So yeah, still plenty of series and time left to play in the season, but you got to get the wins in. You got to make sure that you get off to a good start in this one.
Messiahs, of course, could go second to date with 4 points. Well, it would depend on the head-to-head, which I don't have, but that's not the point. It could be a very, very fruitful series for them. They have got a game or a series in hand on Abyss just ahead of them, so an important series for both of the two sides this evening. So very excited to see how it turns out. They've also both got fairly decent records. For Messiahs, they're unbeaten in 5, whereas Radiant, they've only got the 1 loss in 5, but also only the 1 win. So maybe form is a little bit inconclusive on this one. Here is the team statistics. I don't know if I'm a little bit delayed on calling that one out, but anything that sticks out to you, Morska?
It's a tough one. I mean, like I said, you know, even though these teams are, you know, on paper they're 7th and 4th, they are very, very evenly matched there across the board. I mean, there's not much to sort of choose between them. So, really and truly, this is one of these series where you look at it on paper and you just think it's a toying cost at the moment. But I mean, what could be the potential sort of deciding factor for me is not necessarily the team stats, but it's the players themselves, because you know, Messiahs, they've played a few more games together, they've played a few more series, but then Radiant, I think just from sort of having roster changes coming into the new second part of the season, you know, with Asisk and Pesky, you know, only playing 8 games, and Plank, whatever you want to call him, you know, it's that could be the deciding factor more than the sort of team stats, really. Just whether the team chemistry is there for Radiant or not.
Yeah, potential that Blank makes his debut tonight. I don't see him in the lobby, so I'm not too sure whether he will or not, but he is new on this roster, so that's something interesting. In terms of players to note, I've marked down Miller on the Radiant side. He's the only player who's played all of the games, 27 goals and 14 assists, 37 saves as well, so he's been influential in all parts of the pitch for this Radiant side. As for Messiahs, you're probably looking between Poe and 314 ZZA, which is a very big mouthful. I can't wait for us to butcher that one for his gun. But I put Poe down because he's had 25 goals, 17 assists, and 25 saves. But keep an eye on 3-1, as he's got 39 saves. He's almost around the 40 save mark, which is quite incredible if you think about it this early in a season. Is that an average, if I'm not mistaken, of around 2 saves a game? Just under?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to sort of see in chat whether 314, how we actually supposed to pronounce his name there. So I got a little distracted on that one, but we'll just call him 314 for the time being. Sorry, Tom, I completely forgotten what your point was on that one, so you have to remind me what you just said.
He's made a lot of saves.
He's made a lot of saves, yes, and yeah, he's made a lot of saves. Sort of good on the offense, so he seems like he's definitely the key player for them. Sort of both, you know, offense and defense. And if he sort of connects well with Poe, then you just feel that's going to be a dynamic duo that could cause a lot of problems for Radiant. But I mean, I'm still interested to see whether they can. Whether they have sort of gelled as a team or not. So I suppose it's the age-old adage, we'll see how it all sort of starts and who gets the better start. I was trying to think of a different word to start there, but I just completely lost it. This is a good start for me, Tom. I hope you're warmed up than I am.
I would hope I've warmed up more than you are, but pizza I'm hearing in chat. Haven't got a clue how 314ZZA turns into pizza, but we'll tell the players to join up, and maybe it's something we can talk about as we go into the game. So I'll tell the players to join up, and we'll get into it. It's going to be Radiant in the blue, Messiahs in the red as we get underway for game 1 of 4. This is going to be a huge clash as Pizza tries to get the kickoff, can't quite do so. Poe has the first attack, has to get the beating, and Miller goes over the top, and Pesky with the save early on. So no punches pulled just yet in this game as both teams are going for it. Miller now with a chance, surely a chance off of the backboard, not able to find the double touch. ASIC will follow it in, and Radiant get the first goal of the game.
It's quite interesting. Messiahs just seeming a little bit all over the place there on the defence, yeah, quite conscious of what I was thinking. Radiant, I thought, were the ones that are going to be struggling from the start there, but it seems quite the opposite. Messiahs, just whether extreme nerves and a bit of panic, who knows? We'll find out. But still plenty left to play for. But good start nonetheless by Radiant.
Pizza takes a shot at Barony. 3.14 being the reference there is hard. So that's how you get Pizza from that name. But unable to find the net on this occasion. That's far above my level of intelligence, I have to say, as ASIC will have to get round to this one in the end. Miller clears the line, sweeps it away. Miller now going forward in the air all alone. He's run out of boost as well, and Pizza meets it on the backboard, who now bring it away down the left-hand side. Pesky back into contention, booms it downfield. ASIC has to wait on it. ASIC will get round to it eventually, put it back downfield. Poe tries to go forward. Miller puts in a strong challenge off the backboard. It falls potentially for ASIC, and Poe eventually brings it away down the left-hand side. He looks to create something off of the wall. Pesky matches it. Pesky can't quite get to it, and Miller able to eventually bring it away. It's nervy stuff from the side of Radiant at the moment, but they definitely look in control of this game, I'd say.
Indeed, and just for everyone's awareness, I am now going to be calling him Pi Azza, if that's his sort of that's what he's trying to get across, that how he's calling himself Pizza. It's not, it's Pi Azza, so that's what I'm going to call him from now on. Nevertheless, here's ASIC though, nice shot on target just off the bar, and he's got the double off the backboard. And Radiant, as we're just played a minute and a half on the clock, lovely solo effort there from ASIC, beats Sony to the punch, reads the ball nicely off the crossbar, sends it back in net, 2-0.
It was a very neat goal, wasn't it? You take scoring those every day of the week. It's a lovely, lovely shot as Miller now looks to go forward to make it 4. Miller can't make it 4. It's off the post. ASIC goes up for it. He's met by Poe. Does get the beating of Poe, but not quite able to find the net. And Pizza has to bring it away, or Piaz, or whatever he wants to be forward as he goes forward. Now Pesky tries to demo him, does demo him. They can bring it away now. Radiant do lead 2-0 in this game. Another demo on Poe will open up a lot of space as they try to attack. Miller stays there in the centre. Pizza back downfield off of the backboard. Looks to follow it up. Can't follow it up, and Miller has to give chase. Siny now in the centre. Goes for a double. Gets a double off of the defender. It was a rush clearance, really. And he's going to be able to get himself onto the scoreboard and his team onto the scoreboard. Messiahs are back into it.
Yeah, unfortunately for ASIC, he just probably wanted to get answered corner, get a bit of power behind it, but unfortunately tees up an absolute doozy of a pass, and here come, I'm gonna have to say it, Pizza, trying to get something shot on target there, didn't quite get it, but as we're approaching the halfway mark, it's just what Messiahs needed, just something to settle the nerves maybe, and hopefully they can build from it. As Poe right hand corner there, leads nicely in for Pizza. What a save by Miller though, on the line, and it seems like Messiahs are here to play finally.
Yes, indeed, and they definitely are pushing in the latter stages of this game, just over half distance now. Pizza chases one down, out of centre field, down into a shot off of the crossbar. Sine looks to follow it up with his second goal of the game, but can't quite find it. Pizza keeps the attack alive, just about beaten out by ASIC, as now Pesky back into ASIC. This could be a special counter-attack. Miller able to consolidate and gets the goal. 3-1 to Radiant. They're not going to let that 2-goal lead slip, and they've still got a lot of work to do.
Indeed, and just a little bit flat-footed there on the defence for Messiahs. You know, we have 2 men on the line, but neither of them deciding to commit early on that one, and it just left them a little bit short. And they've got to build again and try and peg back Radiant, who certainly sort of struggling sort of mid-game here. They've got off to a good start, but just as you see there, slight miscommunication. Just sends the ball back into their own corner. They've got to clear up here and make sure that they don't concede a cheap goal, which they have done as well. Pizza now on this one, left-hand side, touch off the side, but that's good speed though by Isaac. And another good speed there by Sony in the corner. And how do you reckon this one's going to go then, Tom? Do you see this one petering out for Radiant, or can you see Messiah stepping back into this then?
Well, I'm glad they haven't asked me for my predictions today, as they did yesterday. As Asik takes a shot off of the crossbar, off the post it goes, I should say, not the crossbar. But unable to find the net there. I think Radiant will win this first game. I don't know whether second or third, but I think it's definitely going to be Messiah's getting onto the board at some point. I don't see them dropping all the games. Oh, dear. There's the goal by Poe off of the line. It's a rushed, it's a misjudged clearance, and definitely wasn't easy for him. Awkwardly felt, and he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, it's a fantastic shot into his own top bins, I'll give him that. And potential for a favourable week there, maybe not, but yeah, unfortunately they looked like they were coming back into this one to Messiah, and they just kind of let it slip and go away from them. But fair play to Radiant, they didn't panic too much. And Pizza shot though. Game's not quite over yet. Minutes still left on the clock. They're not done and dusted. They want to make sure that I eat my own words. And Pizza stepping up to give me a slice of humble pie, and sends it in the back of the net with a minute left to play. They've still got to find 2 goals though.
That, for me, Mortar Sky, is the goal of the game there. The change of direction, then to generate that power at such an angle is incredible. He goes again, Pizza off of the sidewall this time. Poe follows it up. Guys, the goal, it's 4-3. With 55 seconds to go, the Messiahs are not quite dead yet. Can they find something in this game one? This is incredible, Rocket League.
What an angle from Poe. Just had to make sure he got some sort of touch, and that he still had to work hard to squeeze that one in on the correct side of the post, and he's done so. So they've given themselves the best opportunity now with just under a minute left to play now, but they still got to find one more goal. Here comes Sonny now. Sends into the corner instead of hitting on target, and that's a good speed from him. He's showing good awareness at the moment, but with 30 seconds left to work, trying to get the tamper on the way out. It's pesky and didn't quite get it. And 30 seconds left, and besides, still got to find that elusive goal.
Trying to find it as Pizza chases it down. It's taken away out of centre field by Pesky, who stops the attack. Poe now up for it. Pizza's going to have to turn around. He's out of boost. I think he is out of boost, but needs to keep the attack alive, even if it means overcommitting. Miller goes forward. Poe can't quite do anything to challenge him in the midfield. Asik now gets round to it into the centre. Pizza can go up for it. Pesky able to get the clear away. Can they hold on here, Radiant? After being 3 goals up with this game, it's still alive. A chance maybe for Poe. Poe has got an open net to aim at, but he's out of boost, and it's going to hit the floor surely into SNY, who goes central maybe for Pizza.
No way.
It's still going. Pesky just about keeps it alive as they still go. Can they find something? Miller he goes it onto the floor, and by the skin of their teeth, Radiant get the game.
My word, Tom. I don't know about you, but I was holding my breath at the end there. Messiah's trying everything to get that ball alive, and they just couldn't quite do it in the end there. And it's Radiant that came away with the victory in the end. But a great game to kick off this series. It seemed like the momentum was shifting left, right and centre on that one. Neither team really sort of taking command and having good spells of offensive pressure and good defensive plays as well. But certainly, you know, it's as we thought it was probably going to be, Tom. You know, on paper, these two teams are very evenly matched, and it certainly seemed that way in that first game for me.
Yeah, absolutely. As Messiah's not able to take that game one, Radiant, for what it's worth, now move up into 6th in the table. So as it stands, they've got players towards the end of this season. But I'm sure they'll be wanting more than 1 point out of this series, particularly with a game like that. But they need to be careful, because they really were helped by their start in that game. They weren't quite able to be as strong towards the end of it as they would have expected. They took a hold of it, and they weathered the storm of some early pressure when they went to 2-1. However, towards the end of that game, they were definitely on the back foot.
Yeah, for sure. And to be honest, though, it just goes to show you, though, if you get off to a good start, you know, you give yourselves the best opportunity, which is, you know, easier said than done, I know. But yeah, no, totally agree. They got a good start, but they got to show better signs sort of mid-game and towards the end there, and not to allow Messiahs to come back into it. Because if you allow a team to do that towards the end of the game, then you just feel sort of the panic and the nerves maybe start to set in, and that's when mistakes will happen more often. But so far, getting off to a good start here is Radiant, right-hand side, and defense for Messiahs is a little bit all over the place, but managed to get away with that. Now Pizza coming on the counter-attack off the backboard. Say it, good speed from him, and yet again getting the read on that one. And 30 seconds played, and not quite the blistering start we saw in the first game.
No, absolutely not. Has Pesky got a bronze reward camo on his car? I think. That's what I just say. I know, because I have one. So why not go forward? Except I suspect mine was earned a little bit more legitimately than his. As now a shot comes in and Pizza gets the first goal of the game. That is a lovely looking goal as he goes all the way through the air, turtles it in almost, and just about able to scoop it off of the floor into the back of the net.
Yes, indeed, and sorry, I'm getting distracted here. My network has decided to play a little bit funny so-and-sos with Twitch, so I'm not quite sure what's going on at the moment. Hopefully we're still casting, Tom. That's what I'm more concerned about, but we'll just pretend like we are if we're not, and it's all well and good. So 1-0, minute, just over a minute playing on the clock. Could be 2. Asaya not able to get anything behind that one, and unfortunately that's a great shot though from Poe there. Lovely bit of power, lovely read off the sidewall there, sends it on target, and unfortunately for Sayek, not able to clear it on the other side of the post, and instead it ends up in the back of the net. And now it's the turn of Messiahs, it seems, to put Radiant under pressure from the start.
There we go, they get one goal back. I've got a slight suspicion here that Twitch has crashed because, in fact, I don't think I can join any other channel, so no clue what's going on there. But if you can still hear us, please do tell us so we get back underway. We'll try and press on. Won't say any naughty words in case we are still on the broadcast. Going forward once more, Pesky brings it away over the top of one. Miller now goes forward, can't quite challenge for it, and they do need a second goal in this game to Radiant in order to take it to an overtime, though I don't suspect either side will want an overtime here as Miller looks to go forward once more. Can't really do anything. Pizza sets it up nicely for Poe, who has a shot and it's just off of the crossbar. You can see that being miscued as soon as he hit it, really, and that'll be frustrating for him. Not the easiest shot of his life. Definitely not the best either. Pizza looks to challenge this one off of Pesky. Ends up not really putting a challenge in, just not wanting to overcommit. Miller now goes forward. Miller with a real chance if he can get it over Poe. Can't get it over Poe, is a strong save.
Beautiful solo play there by Miller. You just wanted that one to go in the back end there. It would have been an absolute doozy of a shot. And Poe, oh my word, Pesky on the line. Doesn't enough to send that around the near side of the post. And a lovely shot though, and Radiant a little bit on the back foot at the moment. They had a few openings, few opportunities, but not able to find a chance. Pizza, easy enough goal from him. The panicking Messiah's defense, not able to clear their lines. Poe, beautiful 50 there in the air, and they say it just completely missed free to play and allows Pizza to step in. And they've doubled their lead. Well, they've regained their 2-0. Oh God, you know what, Tom? I'm losing my mind here at the moment. They've regained their 2-goal advantage, is what I'm trying to say.
So, in case you can hear us out there in the great abyss of the internet, apparently, according to Down for Everyone, who's just me.com, Twitch has actually gone down in the last 17 minutes. So, I don't know who we're casting to, but hello to anyone who we are. Is A sequence to go forward, Miller down the left-hand side, Pesky going forward. No one able to find anything just yet. This has not happened to me before. The entire website I've been casting on going down.
That's it, this is Armageddon, Tom. First signs, when Twitch goes down, that's it. Panic, go to the emergency bunkers and hunker down, I think, for the winter period. Yeah, I don't know, are we genuinely still on? Or is it just literally like the website has crashed? I'm not entirely sure.
I think Twitch is receiving our data, but I don't think we're able to, it's able to display it. So I think we'll keep commentating here, just in case it does save the VOD. It's Pesky with a lovely goal. 3-2 to Radiant, well, to Messiahs, but Radiant's able to get back into this one. That's lovely. They're obviously not having to deal with all of the Twitch issues that we are. If you are watching on the VOD, hello. We're glad that you're able to join us. But
Send us a private message if you can hear us, just so we know.
as long as it's still 2023, I don't want to be receiving any messages in 2040. I'm telling them, hello, as Pesky goes forward more and more. But, well, this is certainly an interesting spanner into the works. We've actually quietly as well, whilst we've been dealing with all of these issues, got a very close game on our hands as another shot comes in from the side of Messiahs. Not quite able to find the net though, as Miller looks to go forward now. He's cut off by Poe. Poe takes the shot and need to find something, and it's as minute now Radiant chasing this game. Always difficult to chase a game, especially when you need to score with this matter of urgency. Pesky now off of the back wall, has to go all alone. The shot comes in, able to get it clear, and just about bounces awkwardly, clears it in the end, and SNY able to keep the attack alive. 45 seconds to try and find a goal. This might be a goal off the post, and cleared away.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I am so gutted that this has not been, it probably isn't being broadcast live, because yeah, this is an absolutely insane game at the moment. Chances coming in from Messiahs and not able to extend the lead. Here comes a sight though, shot on target, and Sony save on the line there. Good save from him, and needed that one. And it's Radiant trying to chase this one down, trying to find that elusive goal, and a little bit all over the place. Post shot on target, oh no, just squeeze it in, nothing Pesky can do. Tried his best, but he was chasing his tail, trying to get back. It was a slight double commit there, and not much he can do to send it over the bar. Instead, goes just in on the side, into the back of net. And they've again regained 2-goal advantage. I think with 15 seconds left, that's going to be game number 2 to Messiahs.
It should be, as they cheat the kickoff, and Bo looks to chase this one down. He's able to create an opportunity for himself up to SNY. You've got to find it off the backboard. Maybe someone follows it in. Bo not able to get anything onto it, but it's all arbitrary anyway. As we go to the buzzer, Miller might be able to get a buzzer beater. It won't matter if he does. He doesn't, as Messiahs are able to win the match. Pesky has left the match, perhaps a substitution there, and well, we'll wait and see. But it is Messiahs 4, Radiant 0. A very good game of Rocket League. It's a shame we've got absolutely zero idea if we're able to bring it to you, but well, I had a good time.
Yeah, I had an amazing time as well, and I'm just going to send a message to the players just to hold tight for a second, just to double check.
Got 7 viewers, so I think there are 7 viewers who are able to watch us, if any, at all. Yes, it is back up now. There we go. I'm able to get back into the thing. Welcome back, everybody, to RSC EU. I don't know when you were able to find us, but well, there we go. Twitch hiccup, apparently. Hopefully we're back now, and if you weren't there for that game, it was 4-2 to Messiahs. It's 1-1 now in the series. It was Pizza who was able to score 2 goals for his side in their 4-2 victory, and well, I think that was a very entertaining game, and well, you can see us on the camera now, and back in all of our glory, but oh, it's been a very good series as we go over to Sovereign Heights.
It has indeed. I'm hoping that these two teams can keep up the intensity that they showed to me and you, Tom. To nobody else on Twitch, nobody saw it, but I can guarantee you it was a high intensity game and it was very close. It's built up as a great game, as Sony off the kickoff, cheating up as second man, sends that one on target, and a beautiful start there from Messiahs. Just what they needed. Sony, good speed, good awareness, pops it over a sec there, sends it back in net, and it seems like, Tom, they might be maintaining that intensity we saw in the last game.
Been cheating quite well, haven't they? They've had many opportunities, much more than Radiant, created out of that cheat from the kickoff. As SNY looks to go into the centre now, Acing able to clear it away. And it seems to be SNY who does it the best for them, I suppose. Just getting the beating of Acing on that occasion. As Poe looks to make it 2, can't make it 2, and now Pizza able to clear it away. Back into the centre it goes. Pesky with his bronze liveried car able to get it cleared away. There's now Poe off of the wall. He goes into Pizza. Pizza able to turn it home, and it's 2-0 to the Messiahs.
I've got to say, I was watching rotations there for Radiant, and Pesky, for whatever reason, despite there being a danger coming from Messiahs there in the corner, he decided to go all the way up for the mid boost, and he was slow getting back onto the back post there, and it just allowed that opportunity for Messiahs to squeeze it in. So they've just got to tighten up those rotations a little bit and not get too distracted by shiny boosts. Otherwise, you might see Messiahs walking away with his third game here. But fair play to Messiahs, though. They've stepped it up, carrying on where they left off in the last game and putting in some good efforts at the moment.
Pesky looks for a shot, can't quite find it to get themselves back into this game. It's, maybe the rotations come out of the fact that he's got the bronze camo on him. He's thinking like one.
Yeah, yeah.
And goes forward now. I'm being a little bit harsh. It's shot comes in from Pizza, and the third goal of the game goes in as well. 3-0 to Messiahs, starting to get a little bit ugly.
Yeah, they just got to tighten it up at the back there. Just caught short on the defence, and again, just allowing Messiahs to apply the pressure, turn the screw, and send the ball into the back of the net there. So still plenty to play for, and if Messiahs can score 3 goals in a minute and 20, then certainly Radiant can do, but they've got to step up on the offence and tighten up the defence, like I said. As I say, now into the corner, slightly awkward post, steps up onto that one, sends it in across the net, and Sony's just toying with a save, but he reads the 50. Ball's not going to be quite quick enough to get into the back of the net. And good clearance there from Pizza.
Good clearance indeed, is now back downfield. ASIC able to collect his lines. They can find a way back into this game. Can rage into this. Might not it. Miller with a goal. And they just about have a lifeline. There are 3 minutes to go. It's going to have to be a flourishing performance from them. Miller able to spark a little bit of hope into his team.
Lovely awareness there. Saw that. Oh, I think he probably saw that there's no third man back, and just sends it on target into the back of the net. And they give themselves a glimmer of hope going forward here, but we're not even at the halfway point yet. So if they can keep this up and find another quick goal, then you never know. It could be in for an absolute showdown of a match here as Pizza just lets that ball get away from him, but falls in the path of Poe. Sony not able to get on the end of that one. Pesky now trying to find some sort of counter, but Messiahs are pegging back Radiant at the moment, despite losing that one goal here. Poe shot target off the crossbar, and nearly getting the fourth for Messiahs, but not quite. But as we approach the halfway point, Radiant still got a lot to do.
That was very close from Poe. Can Pizza follow it up? Can Siny follow it up? Neither of them able to find anything there. Just about able to get it clear. Raging, not convincingly though. Pesky is up for this one. Pesky able to get it off of the side wall. Now SNY brings it away out to Poe. Down the left-hand side, he goes all alone through the centre. Tries to pierce this back line. Can't quite do so. And now SNY back up for it. Keeps the attack alive. It's technically a shot. It will go as a shot. Not able to find the net though on this occasion. They just need to run a little bit of clock really by attacking in a way. They don't really need to find the net at the moment. Just make sure they don't concede another one and make the last minute interesting. Pizza with the shot. It goes just wide of the post. Follows it down into the centre. Siny keeps it alive. Poe now keeping it alive once more. No one able to find the net though. Poe with the shot, and this time is, well, way too wayward for any real danger to be created. Miller on the left-hand side will try and find something. ASIC is in the centre. ASIC can't quite find anything. They need a goal now, you think. Raging is chasing 2 goals into the last minute will be oh so difficult for them. Siny is up for it. Pizza surely with a shot. There's no one on the line. There's Pesky on the line, but Pizza is able to sneak it into the bottom right-hand corner. It's 4-1 and probably game, set and match.
I mean, you kind of felt it was coming. Messiahs were just piling on the pressure there, and it goes to show in the stats. I mean, 12 shots to Radiant's 3. It's in that sort of ratio, you just, Messiahs were looking like, ever so likely they were going to find that 4th goal, as Radiant were just not able to find any sort of second goal after getting a good opportunity. But yeah, 3 goals now they've got to find, and they've got to step it up a little bit. But if I was them, I'd probably just sort of dust this one off and just focus on tightening up that offensive pressure and the defensive rotations, and just making sure that you keep Messiahs at bay. Otherwise, we could see Messiahs growing in confidence and take the next game very comfortably.
Into the centre, ASIC looks to go forward. Pizza just able to recollect his lines, and it was a close one. Really was a close one. Poe back downfield, open net, overcommit, and they have to overcommit at this stage. However, it's still frustrating when it works against you. Poe not going to miss that one from that distance. It's a pretty big distance and only a 61-mile-an-hour shot, but 50 seconds that play. And now we do know which way this game is going to go. The Messiahs will take this one, and they'll take the series as well, I believe. Or no, they won't take the series just yet, will they? They need one more. I apologise.
calm down, Tom. Calm down. There's still
Getting ahead of
to play
myself.
for. Yeah, just a little bit, and that could be a good consolation goal there for Osaic. Coming off the breakaway, slight double commit, massive double commit by Pizza and Poe, and then gets their third man demoed for the cause. So you got to a little bit too late, but that's definitely a good sign going forward into the next game. And as many people that have seen me on stream before are well aware, I do like to cast a draw. So this could be a good sign for Radiant.
Well, to be honest with you, when I take games into match, I had it in my head to make it 3-1 in this series, but I'm going totally pardon me. It appears all this Twitch stuff has put me off. It was Pizza looks to keep it alive, won't keep it alive too well. Pesky has to chase it down, maybe an attack late on, finds a goal. The goal difference may be important later on in the season, so always worth attacking to the very end. There's now a chance for ASIC. ASIC surely will find the net, will find the net. 6 seconds to go, it won't really be worth much. 6 minutes, 6 seconds to go on the clock, and well, at least it pads his stats.
That's the stats, and hopefully gives them a bit of a confidence boost, because it did seem like, you know, until this last minute, it just seemed like Radiant were just all out of it, and Messiahs were building on their confidence there, but they just sort of turned the tables a little bit, and as we go, trying to get this ball like, no, sure, well, okay. This is building into an interesting fourth game here, Tom, because I don't know where this Radiant team was. Well, they managed to completely turn things around in the last minute, left it way too much, too little, too late. And but it's a good sign now going forward into the fourth and final game that we might just have an epic comeback on our hands.
Potentially, as Messiah is able to just about sneak that game in the end. The scoreline, it's one of those where it's a bit closer than I think you'd expect. That you're not going to be playing 100% when you've got 2 goals in the last 6 seconds. So I don't think it's a major concern that Radiant were able to get back into it. I think it's you know, it's a case of just making sure you don't totally collapse there, and that's what happens. So Messiah's happy with that victory, and now I would say they've probably got a chance at winning this series. I don't think Radiant are really going to salvage a draw here. I think Messiah's just been the better team.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go against you on this one, Tom. We didn't do any predictions, but we've got this final game here, and I predict that Radiant. After that, totally agree with you. You know, Messiah's definitely were the better team in that one, but Radiant was showing signs that they were, you know, dusting themselves down, getting back into the mental game, and I can see them doing the complete opposite to what you said, Tom, and actually coming away and getting the draw out of this one. But you know, that's the beauty of Rocket League. We don't know, and the only way we're going to find out is we get this fourth and final game underway.
Someone won't say that this is Rocket League, inciting that anything can happen. Or did I
I've
make
never
that
heard
up?
that. I've never heard that term before. No, it doesn't ring a bell, Tom, unfortunately, for me, that one.
We are going to have a slight delay, by the way, because ASIC is just restarting his game, so we'll wait for him to sort that one out, and then we'll get into this final game at Bet with Park. Now, it's been a sign of contention between me and Sides. I said I absolutely despise this map and think it's the ugliest on the game. I'm wondering what your opinion is.
I don't mind it. I wouldn't call it the ugliest map on the rotations, because Farmstead to me is probably the ugliest and most annoying one. It's just I get the idea of it, but I don't like it. Betway Park is nice on the eyes because, you know, it's dim, and gamers like to be in a dim environment, so you know that might help them. But yeah, no, I can see what you mean though. It's not the prettiest of ones, but I think there's worse ones out there. But interesting that you hate it so much though, Tom.
I don't know why. It just annoys me. Maybe because I think I once lost a 5-0 lead on this map, so despise it. But anyway, B-Shape reminds us that the people voted as we get into game 4 here, looking for either a win or a draw. I think definitely a result going to happen in the series. Now, ASIC takes a shot early on. Pesky tries to follow it up, can't quite find it, and well, it's just a little bit frustrating, I think, for this Radiant side. But, well, in terms of the people voting, I politely disagree with the people's vote, as that's almost a very, very nice goal from Poe, just about saved by Miller, who chases this one down. ASIC finds a shot and only able to get it cleared away.
It's a beautiful pass there, didn't quite work out, but that's definitely what you've got to try and do, just try and something different. Oh no, but you don't want to be overcommitted too hard there, but Miller not able to get on the end of that one. I thought for a second there the demo was going to put him in a good spot there, but a double commit from a Radiant team there, and it just allows Poe time on the ball and picks his spot nicely there to send it away from Miller. That's not the start that Radiant wanted, but fair play to Messiahs. Rode the early wave of pressure from Radiant, and they've come away with a goal out from it.
And they'll try and wrap up this series, I think, before it gets too nervy for them. A second goal would be worth so much in this game as Poe sends one downfield. A booming drive as Signy looks to chase it down. Can't quite find it now. Miller down the right-hand side goes off of the back wall. Signy brings it away though. Ace keeps it alive, takes the shot really. Signy able to clear it away. Poe now going forward. Can't find anything and Miller clears away once more, only as far as Pizza on the halfway line, who sends it back forward. ASIC tries to clear it away, under pressure though, not really able to do anything with the ball. Pesky has to clear his lines eventually. Neither side able to really find a way through in this play so far. No shots just yet as Pizza now chasing this one down. Pesky able to get to it, and in fact a slight overcommit. ASIC is back, it's only slight. Poe goes all alone. ASIC with a very, very strong save as the last man there.
Yeah, that Poe shot opportunity came off the back of a double commit from Radiant. They got to sort of work on the communications because they're double committing all over the place now, and it's allowing Messiahs the opportunities to break away. And if they do that too often, then one of these opportunities is going to turn into another goal. And then they've got an absolute mountain to climb here. But Messiahs so far looking good at the back. A sec, can't quite get it to the right side of the post. And Pesky with a follow-up again. The opposite post, and he's sent it wide. Glorious opportunity there for Radiant, but they managed to retain possession in the Messiahs half here. Can they make this one play off for them? Not with three of Messiahs' team all on defense duties at the moment. Miller pops into the corner. Could that be the chance for Radiant that they needed? Or are we going to see Messiahs, who hit the halfway point, walk away now?
Potentially as ASIC looks to take a shot, won't be able to quite find it just yet. Signy takes it forward. Signy now into the centre, perhaps a second goal. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. The time is starting to tick away for Radiant. There's plenty of time, but that can be dangerous thinking, because if you concede a goal now, all of a sudden your game is all but over, your series is all but over. They can still salvage this draw though, just about. There's a shot, basic, and there is the response that they needed. 1-1. Radiant able to get back into this game and back into the series as well.
A6, he was waiting patiently on the halfway line there. It's almost like he maybe heard me say, watch your double commits there. He knew that he didn't want to push too hard. Just read the play nicely, sent it to the back in there, and that's just the goal that they wanted Radiant to bring themselves back into this one. Now they just got to make sure they don't get done on the kick-off. Poe off the crossbar, Sony with a full-on Pesky on the line. My word, Radiant coming so close to having all their hard work undone in the flash, and they still got to make sure they don't let this one squeeze in. Double commit again though by Radiant, but they've managed to get away with it now. Can they get on the counter? Sony reads it. Oh my word. Radiant at the moment are toying with, toying with them. That makes it sound too dramatic. Miller on the counter. He's done it. Radiant have finally found the lead that they needed, they wanted. And with a minute and a half left, it's now the turn of Messiahs to come back into this one.
Well, it's been an interesting series, that's for sure, and it's going to be a series that goes down to the last minute and a half. Messiahs need to go into a position they were in the first game, having to chase it, and we know that they weren't able to win that first game. Perhaps a change in this game 4 to win the series. It's such an important series. The shot comes in, ASIC with a very crucial save late on in this contest. Here goes Pizza once more into the centre he goes. Miller is on the backboard, able to clear it away only as far as Poe. Pesky has to recollect his lines, can't really get them cleared properly though. Pizza has to go back and Pesky chases it down into the centre. No one there. It's a little bit too much weight on that pass through into the centre of the box. ASIC going forward though off the backboard. They can almost wrap this up with a minute to go. Can't wrap it up just yet. Pesky is challenged. Signy now goes downfield. Pizza gets demoed. Poe has to go all alone. He knows he has to go all alone. If Pizza wasn't demoed, he would have turned that home, you know.
Just feel Poe had the opportunity. Sony though. Oh, he's found the back of the net. For some reason, what happened to the defence there? ASIC and Pesky. Oh, beautiful bum. A lovely shot. Oh, my word. Absolutely cleared house with the bump there. That is an absolutely stonker of a play. Beautiful bump on the line there. And with 30 seconds left, Tom, we are down to the wire here.
Maybe not though, as Asic takes a shot and Sony saves his team. Up the other end as Poe goes forward. The awareness, by the way, to come up with that bump was incredible. But can Pesky get a goal later? Sneaks it into the top right-hand corner. It wasn't the easiest goal of his life, but to turn around, get the beating of Sony, the beating of everyone. And he's able to just about turn this game on his head for the 5th time.
Take a bow, Pesky. What a clutch play that one is. But they got 20 seconds. They got to make sure they don't allow this Messiah's team back into this one. Shot punting on target there. Sony keeping the ball alive, but it's going to go across the net. Piece on the end of that one. And Poe, it's like overcommit from him. He's trying to keep the ball alive though. Sony under this one. Oh my word, Milia Pesky doing enough to clear the lines, but it's still 1 second left. Poe's got to keep this one alive. Eric punts it down into the ground. He says he's not having any of that. We're going home. We're taking the draw. That's it. Game done and dusted. And my word, Tom, that final game, it went. You know what? I don't even know what to say about it. It was that intense. My word.
Well, I eat my words. Turns out they were able to find some operations in the end. Though it took a moment of magic, didn't he? That was incredible. I really enjoyed that game, and well, it's a shame we were only able to cast 3 games to you because of Twitch dying on us. But well, that was just good fun. That was Rocket League.
That was indeed. I mean, if that goal from Pesky doesn't make it into the highlight package for this week's play, then I don't know what will. But my word, yeah, what a way to finish off the series. And you know, I've got to admit, Tom, I'm on a bit of a win streak at the moment. Yesterday, I predicted it was going to be 3-1. Today, I predicted Radiant would come back into this one, and they surely delivered on that. But it wasn't a case of Messiahs falling apart. I think Radiant is Rocket League. You have those games where things don't click, and the other team just seems to be constantly scoring on you. But then, you know, Radiant, you know, they towards the end of game 3, they got those goals. Maybe that gave them a confidence boost, you know, to say that, you know, look, we're still in this. We still got this one. And then come game 4, it was back and forth. But my word, they definitely put up a fight and a great slugfest there to finish things off by Radiant and Messiahs. But yeah, you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I don't know about that second game. That's really annoying. Fortunately, it wasn't the last game that wasn't, you know, when Twitch went down. So I don't know. All we can say is, you know, it's a shame you missed that second game. But yeah, great series nonetheless.
But every cloud is a silver lining. At least it's not the Premier Grand Final when it happened. That would have been a nervy moment. But anyway, we thank you all very much for joining us. And well, I'm ducking out now. I know Merits is coming in to replace me. I think you might be on for another one more, Sky. So yes, you are. You're on with Merits for Severance versus Illusion. So make sure you join them in 15 minutes time for that one. I'm going to duck out of the box now. And well, we thank you very much for watching the first 2 series of the night. And see you in just a moment's time. Good night.
No, I don't wanna come back down. No. Standing in the sun in December, listening to the songs that I know you love. Take me back in time when we used to fly miles above. I don't wanna come back down. I don't wanna come back down. I don't wanna come back down. I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. Flutter, flutter. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. Flutter, flutter.
Can you hear me? We could be legend. I have nothing to lose. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Wake up. I know what's real. Escape reality. Hardwired.
at our place in the stars.
This is the world you've made yourself. Now you have to live in it.
The end is in our sights.
The future is already here.
No matter how hard we tried, we are doomed.
Say your goodbyes. Brace yourself.
I can see the end inside.
Three, two, one. Hardwired.
bittersweet and I'm walking slow. Sensitive, feel the afterglow. Looking for things that I can't control. Fear from my past, cause it always shows. Do I wanna try? Can I let it go? Running from the past, wanting to be sure. Chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time, it comes back to you. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it. Blacking out, fret just fading day by day. I'm reaching out for someone who can take away the pain I feel, the things I haven't done at all. I've lost my way, but how I felt I can't recall. Do I wanna try? Can I let it go? Running from the past, wanting to be sure. Chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time, it comes back to you. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it. I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it.
Hey, I'm kind of glad you didn't pick up. I kind of just called to hear your voice. I miss you. I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking about our love, and how much I miss you.
Welcome
Hello,
back,
everyone.
everyone. Well, that's a good start there, Merits. We're both of us speaking over each other. Great start. I mean, we had technical issues in the previous series, and it seems like we might have caster issues in this one. Okay, let's try this one again. Just pretend that didn't happen. Welcome everyone back to RSC. This is the final game of the evening coming up for you, and as you are very much aware now, Tom Dillon has dropped out, and I've been joined by the legend himself, Merits. How's it going, Merits?
It's great. I'm back casting RSC. It's something I love to do, and I'm here with you, so it's going to be, great to cast, and it's going to be a good experience overall.
It is indeed. We are sticking in the Master tier at the moment, and the two teams got coming up for you are Severance versus Illusion. This is kind of a lower end of the table affair. Both teams sort of struggling this season to build any sort of solid momentum, shall we say. But coming off the back of a break, maybe they've had a bit of time to readjust themselves a little bit, get on the same page with each other, and might sort of see a bit of a better performance going into the second part of this season here. But you can see there on the table we have Severance just slightly ahead there of Illusion, but not by much. And either of these teams, if they get off to a good start and get a 4-0 series, then you never know, you might see them sort of start to creak up the table a little bit. So we've still got plenty left to play for in this one. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams match up against each other as we sort of transition seamlessly over to sort of the team stats and sort of see what they look like on paper. For you, Merits, how's it looking? Sort of, did any particular stats stand out for you, or how do you see this one panning out?
I noticed Severance have already won their series this week, picking up a 3-1 win over Infinity. Harvey has played every single game for Severance this season with a 33% shooting accuracy rate. So he's been quite the sharp shooter when he's been called on. Brun is their sort of main player when it comes to demo, so watch out for him for those aggressive plays throughout this series. And then over on the Illusion side, we have Emma also having around 30 demos, 21 goals from just 24 games.
Yeah, definitely. Sort of on paper, there's no sort of, for me in particular, there's no particular standout player that we should be watching out for. I mean, it's very evenly matched across the board on both teams, And we saw in the last series that myself and Tom casted. When you got two teams that are sort of quite evenly matched on paper, it can result in an absolute banger of a series. So maybe that's what we're going to see again here in this final series of the night. But certainly, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna get the question in there because I forgot to ask Tom, Merritt. So I'm going to ask you first. How do you see this one panning out? What's your prediction going forward? Who's going to come away with the victory?
I think Severance already have that momentum from picking up that win earlier in the week, so I think they might be able to carry on. But who knows, maybe we'll see a little comeback from Illusion trying to get up the standings. But overall, I think it's going to be 3-1 to Severance.
3-1 to Severance. And I kind of, I got to agree with you on that one. I mean, Illusion not had the best run of form, but Severance is just slightly edging ahead on the stats. And when it comes down to it, that's what I go for. It's just who sort of looks ever so slightly better on paper. So, we're both going for Severance. I would say as well 3-1, but just to make things interesting, I would actually say this is probably going to end up in the draw. Let's be honest, Merits. I do have a habit of casting draws on RSC, so that's probably what's going to happen in this one. But deep down, I think it might be 3-1. So I've told the players to get underway so we can cut over to a good old Manfield night and get this game number 1 underway, and we'll keep fingers crossed as well, Merits, that Twitch doesn't decide to absolutely collapse on us during the pivotal moment in this series, which it did in the previous series, so fingers crossed for this one.
Yeah, but that would be nice to happen. We see the action already getting underway, and it's Illusion making the first strides towards that blue net, and Emma's just going to try and get that pass out to Matty, but Brun there to intercept. But back and forth to start off the series, that was to be expected with a game as fast as Master. Matty's just going to try and slow it down, but Brun just speeding things up for Severance. It's going to be first shot of the game. Harvey going low, Ruthie getting the save, and Emma beginning the counter attack. It's just going to be a time shot towards net though, and then you see Harvey in that mark beating Matty to the challenge. That's a very good shot from Brun to open the scoring for Severance.
indeed. Beautiful challenge in the air there from Harvey. Sends it nicely down into Arthur Brun. Crossbar and down and in the back of the net. And it is Severance that take the early lead here in game number 1. And just to point out, I'm going to mention this as well because it's going to annoy the heck out of me. But seriously, guys, if you're going to join the same team, try and make sure that you have slightly different names rather than Brun and Bryn. Because no doubt that's going to cause an absolute issue for casters, and especially me, who I struggle with saying names anyway. But so hopefully you're going to have to carry this one merits and say the right names for us.
I'm hoping so too, but it might not matter for now. Is pass infield shot not going to be converted, and Harvey just going to carry it down that left-hand side wall, not using any of his boost, being really efficient, and just carrying the ball forward ever so slowly. There's another shot put very tamely towards net. Emma will be able to dispatch of it, and it's just going to be back and forth throughout this midfield. No team really getting much of a chance just yet since that first goal by, I believe, Brun. Do you going any other way, Morris Guy?
It's early doors here, and both teams I think are just sizing each other out. I mean, it seems like almost like one team didn't realise they were going to play on stream, so maybe it's sort of just slightly getting themselves together here. But nevertheless, great demo there on left-hand side. Emma, good challenge in midfield there, but Brun. Yeah, it's like you say, it's back and forth at the moment. Midfield battle going on. Neither team really sort of taking command of the series so far, despite Severance getting a good early lead there. And a demo on the line there, but Ruby's shot just wide of the target. First time we've had in a while of illusion threatening the Severance net, but not able to convert it. And as we approach the halfway point, very evenly matched at the moment.
Now we've seen just half the game gone, but both teams still well and truly in it, and Bryn could have made it 2-goal lead. Not really expecting the ball to come to him so quickly, and fluffed his lines a little bit, and Illusion will hang on for now as Rufy puts that one toward catching that Severance defence off guard, and we have a tied game.
Finally, a lovely little play there, lovely pass into the path of Rufy. Does well to react quickly, sends it into the middle of the net, slap bang. Not much Severance on defence can do with that one, and just what they need is we've just gone past the halfway point there. Very much back in this one, Illusion. Great kick off there, Matu. How? Come on! What name is that? I'm just going to call him Matt Yet. I'll get there eventually. Good shot on target, but it's nothing as Illusion. Being pegged back now. Harvey left hand side off the side wall there. Can he find his teammate in the midfield there? Brun not able to get on the end of that one. Harvey just a bit slow on the pass. And 2 minutes left on the clock, still 1-1.
Yeah, there's the Illusion trying to put a little bit of pressure towards the net, but Harvey will take it all the way. That might go in. Matty with the bicycle saving, but the rebound will go in. Brun sneaking it past the defence, but it was thanks to Harvey's initial shot.
What a save though by Mattia. You gotta think it deserved not to go in on the end of that one, but unfortunately for him, just couldn't do anything with the follow-up save there. And now Severance regain their slim 1-goal advantage. Rufy tees this one up, but he's too slow on that one. Harvey beats him to it. He took way too much time there, Rufy. Looks like he was going to tee it up, sizing his options, and then before he knew it, Harvey was straight on that one in the murk of all cars to choose for a streamed game, but worked as the big body comes in, slams it home, takes it off the top of him, and they've now got a 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, I think Rufy just thought he had a little bit more team than what he actually had, because Harvey came in a little bit from the side, so might not be able to see him, but we see Illusion trying to get back into the goal scoring business, but it's going to be Harvey making that save. Coming forward again are Illusion, but Brun using all of his boost to take that one away. Matty's just going to send it back forward. He's going to go by himself. Brun a little bit awkward, still able to make the stop. And into the last minute, 2-goal lead for Severance, and they must be feeling pretty confident to win this game, don't they?
You gotta feel like they do, and they might feel even more confident. But Mattia gets a lovely 50. It's just wide of the post. Can't quite get the follow-up moves. Not gonna follow Harvey near post. Oh my word! Came so close to bring themselves back into this one, just not able to squeeze it in there at the near post. But they've retained possession in Matty. Another shot on target. Harvey on the line again. And this is Illusion team just not able to find that opportunity to find that goal that they needed. And as we're coming down to 30 seconds left on the clock, you just feel with those opportunities gone now, it's very much the turn of Severance to try and take this first game home.
Yeah, there's so much clutch defense from that Severance team, which will allow them to more than likely take this game number 1. And this could be a 4th Bryn with that insane angle to add a 4th to Severance's tally, and well and truly put the game to bed there. Incredible stuff.
It's the Bryn Brun duo. I was trying to think of something really clever to say, you know, to combine their names. I just called them Brewer. It's the Brewer duo managing to get their another goal on the board there for Severance, and it's going to be a nice, comfortable victory for them. I mean, Illusion, they had the opportunities, but like you say, Merritt, it was just the clutch defense there, just keeping them at bay. And if anything, Illusion just got to dust themselves off there. And a Bryn pot shot, oh my word, from downfield, manages to squeeze that one in at the top bins. Hit and hope almost. Roofy caught underneath it, and Bryn sends it on target. And to see the game out there 5-1, it's Severance taking home the first game.
Yeah, that was a very good shot from the other side of the field. Stat pad a little bit, and an extra goal to his tally, and a little bit more goal difference there. First game, very promising signs from Severance, putting 7 shots towards net and converting 5 of them. That's a very good shooting percentage there. I don't think Illusion really got that much into the game. It was just Severance constantly going at it with no rest, and I think Illusion will have to make some changes if they want to get something out of the series.
Yeah, and easier said than done, I know, but the biggest change they've probably got to do is, you know, score a goal when you get the opportunity comes knocking. They weren't able to do it. They had a few glorious chances, and Severance just holding out and managing to take it up the end of the field and score a goal to put them firmly at bay. But yeah, Severance looking very strong in that one. So go on then, a question for you then, Merritt. How are you going to change it up if you're Illusion? What do you try and do a little bit more of in this next game?
I think it's just challenging the midfield, not giving them so much time or so much boost to just give Severance that many challenges they were getting because they had so much boost. So I think they've just got to be, you know, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more nomadic to just try and shut down the Severance team.
Well, we will see here as it's Bryn squaring off against Emma on Forbidden Temple. And can Illusion get an early start to settle his nerves a little bit? Matty takes it up one high. Brun's going to be no, he's not. He's completely misread it. Oh, and Emma squeezes in on the near side, and she's finally got it into the back of the net. For a second there, I thought we were going to see some sort of clutch save on the line, but Emma just did just enough. Sends it into the back of the net, and that's just what Illusion needed to get things underway. 10 seconds gone, and they've got the first goal of the second game.
Yeah, but a quick goal is just what you need in the game of Rocket League to establish themselves. But Harvey's going to do something about that. Emma getting that clutch save off the line. Not much boost to her name though. Just going to try and get as much forward as she can, forcing Severance onto their own back line. You see Roofy there a little bit backwards, allows Severance just that little bit time to get the ball away and try and form an attack. Matty beaten in the 50 by Brun, but it's only gonna go to Emma on that orange corner. But Bryn, he will dispossess her, going to go for the flip reset. He gets it. Brun can't convert the shot, and a little bit of physical play from Bryn, but no one is there to answer that shot. And a minute gone, it's still Illusion with the leads. Do you think they'll be able to hold on to it though?
Judging by that little scary moment there for Illusion, they're going to have to do a lot more on the defence to try and keep Severance at bay. So they've got to get a few more goals on the table if they're going to make it a little bit easier for themselves. But here comes Harvey now. Matty it though. Good speed from him to get up to that one. Roofy pops it in far corner there. Neither of his teammates up quick enough to get on the end of that one. Slight double commit there, but Brian's taking this one. Then they've got Roof to beat. Sends it in around him into the back of the net. Lovely little solo play there. And just as I feared, the defence for Illusion just not able to keep Severance at bay. And we're back to all squared now.
That's the perfect result from Severance. They kept control possession for the majority of that minute since the first goal, and they struck at the perfect time. Caught Illusion on a bit of an overcommit, and they made them pay. After the first 90 seconds, it's all square once again. Severance just going to put some more shots on net, finding Emma with that pass was Matty. But a double commit will end that attack for now, and it's Bryn going to go by himself. Emma, no boost, getting that little mini clear, but it won't buy them much serenity there. They're just trying to get out of their own half, but Severance, they're pressuring so much. That's going to be a shot towards net. Roofy maybe going for the bump there, not quite getting it off. And after 2 minutes, it's still all square now. Bryn going by himself. Matty's going to intercept it. And halfway through the game, do we see any signs of dominance from one team, or Sky?
Not really, but it seems like Severance. Never mind. I was about to say Severance looked like they were starting to build on getting that first goal, that equalising goal. But Emma stepping up. What a read off the backboard, and what an angle to send that one on target. We knew she was going to be one to watch out for, judging by what we saw on paper on the stats. And she's definitely proving that she's one to watch out for again. As I'm just wondering whether Twitch has gone down yet again. I can't see, I've lost my feed, so I apologise. But Brun stepping up. Ignore what's going on in Twitch. Brun steps up. We approach the halfway point. Off the pass of Bryn. What a lovely pass it is. Sends it in the back of the net. And we're all square again as we hit the halfway point.
Yeah, that was a beautiful little breezy there to get the pass past that defender. And it was an easy tap. This could be a kick goal. Brun going by himself, gets it just past Emma. And in a matter of seconds, it's Severance with the lead.
That's not what you wanted if you're losing. They got off to such a good start there in the first couple of minutes. And they just allowed Severance to come right back into this one, put them on the back foot. And they've just got to make sure now that they don't let this game run away from them. But Harvey, nearly getting onto the end of Brun there. Roofy clearing this one up right hand side. Good 50 from Brun though, but still in possession of Illusion. Emma in the corner gets a little bit tongue tied there. Harvey, good 50 from him, but Roofy rotating back. It's going to be able to clear this one off the left hand wall. Trying to get another touch off the backboard there, not able to do much with it. Emma keeping the rotation, keeping the ball alive off the ceiling. What can she do to this one? Bryn's equal to it. Matty Roofy keeping the ball alive. Oh, and not just able to squeeze it in near post there. Harvey into the corner. Illusion looking like they're not done and dusted just yet.
A little bit of risky defending from Severance, but it seems to have paid off. Emma overhitting that pass a little bit into the middle, but it allows Illusion to keep the pressure. Harvey with that mark getting the clear away temporarily. Matty, good 50. Emma can't guide it towards net, and now it's a 1v1. Harvey against Roof. Will the mark win? No, Roofy stands his ground and gets the save, and now the passing play trying to get formed, but it's going to be Brun trying to find a pass of his own, but Roofy's just that little bit faster and keeps Illusion out of trouble for now, as Emma trying to creep forward a little bit. Instead it's going to be Harvey taking the ball the other way. A little bit of a pinch there, and he's always boost, trying to put that towards net, not being able to do so, and it's going to be Bryn there trying to score the fourth goal to try and put game 2 to bed here. Will Severance be able to hold on? That is the question. Bryn even almost going to slingshot, but Brun will score the follow-up. 4-2 to Severance.
I'll tell you what, it's a good rotational play there from Severance. They were making sure that they weren't overcommitting too hard with their third man. They were keeping someone back, covering at all times, and the first and second man putting on copious amounts of pressure, and it just paid off in the end. And Brun could even get a fifth here. Easy enough for him to squeeze it in. Roofy not able to do much with that one, getting back. And it just seems like Illusion has slightly fallen apart here. It started off so well, and now it's just not working in their favour. They've conceded quite a few goals in a short space of time. And unless they get some sort of an epic kickoff here and an epic goal, you just feel like Severance are going to take a second game here.
Yeah, but it was such a promising start from Illusion, but all just seemed to come apart a little bit. The attacks weren't coming together like they did in the first minute or so. And it was just the Severance show for the second half of this game. Now the 3 goals to the goods. But Illusion trying to come forward now. It's good demo by Matty on Harvey on the goal line. But the 2 other defenders of Severance managing to cover that one. But it looks like game 2 will go to Severance, guaranteeing them a positive week, as there are now 5 wins from 6 games played this week, which is the first time they've went positive in RSC11. Very good signs for Severance, would you say?
Definitely looks like it here. They've just got to make sure they ride this one out. Don't know. Oh my word, this ball's being kept alive though from Illusion. They want to try and get some sort of consolation goal. Emma, good catch from her. Can she get a shot on target? Brun keeping the ball, trying to ground it at the moment. Can they get the breakaway attack here? Roofy not able to do much of that one. And finally, we can take a breather as game number 2 comes to a conclusion. And yeah, like you say, it seems like we've got some good signings from Severance. They're looking like they've been working on their team plays throughout the break, not letting things slip by the wayside. But Brun, 6 shots and 5 goals, absolute rock solid performance there in game number 2 from him. Definitely one to watch out for going forward for Illusion. They've got to try and lock them down if they're to take any away from this game there. But they've got a lot to do. They've shown signs, that they can play and they are here to play, but it's just the consistency of their defense which is just letting them down at the moment, it seems, and they've got to lock that up and make sure that they keep Severance at bay if they're to come away with a draw from this series. But it's looking like an uphill struggle at the moment, Merits.
Yeah, definitely. In that game, despite scoring 2 goals, Illusion weren't actually able to force Severance to even make a save. 0 saves for Severance throughout that game, and 9 shots from Severance just proved how good they are up and down the pitch. And they came away with the victory, and that was testament to how good they played. But now into Sovereign Heights, will Illusion's fortunes change? Will they be able to try and muster up something, maybe a win or even a draw? We're about to find out.
Slight slide note here, I must say Sovereign's Height has definitely become my favourite map to play and to cast on. It's such a beautiful map. I don't know about you, Merits, but definitely one I was quite happy when this one got selected to be in the rotations here, and hopefully it can bring Illusion a bit of good luck. But at the moment, Brun trying to get the early advantage. Oh my word, nearly squeezing that one in there. Emma on the line, making sure that one's kept at bay, and they're just on the back foot at the moment, it seems. So got to be careful they don't concede an early goal here. 30 seconds gone. They managed to keep them firmly at bay. Emma now left hand side, off the sidewall, just lets the ball run away from her. And it's allowed Harvey now to step up, punches it into the middle. But Severance, unlike in their previous game, they're just sitting back at the moment and not pushing as hard as they did in the first couple of games.
A little bit more like the start of game 1. Both teams just going up and down the midfield, trying to find something that sticks, and that will. Emma with the good pass, unleashing Matty to an open net, and just like game number 2, Illusion strike first.
Yeah, it's funny. It was almost like, Severance was just sitting back a little bit. They almost seem content that they've got the, they've got the draw under the belt, and they're not too concerned about pushing too hard yet to try and get that win, and it's just put them on the back foot again. But as we saw, don't count them out, because they went down in the previous games and managed to walk away with a comfortable victory in the end. But certainly Illusion on under Illusion Saturday, got to get something out of this game, which they have indeed. And Roofy, what a beautiful demo play that was there. Roofy taking out one, Bryn taken out there by Mattiot, and into the back of the net it goes. And a minute and 10 seconds gone, and they've got a comfortable 2-goal advantage now.
Yeah, but you should never trust a 2-goal lead in Rocket League, because time will, in most cases, it's so easy to get, a comeback from that 2-goal lead. But Illusion doing everything to make sure they add to it. Matty trying to do it by himself, but instead it's going to be Bryn taking it the other way. Emma and Ruffy, a little bit of a miscommunication. Can Bryn do it by himself? It's a very creative flick. And now, don't we just have?
What was going on there? It's almost seeming like, my word, Bryn. Well, I clipped that one for if you're in the Twitch chat. What a beautiful goal that was to bring themselves back into this one. And like you were saying, Merits, a 2-goal. Probably spoke out of turn there, saying it was a comfortable 2-goal advantage, because they're certainly playing on the back foot at the moment. Bryn trying to keep this one alive. Harvey sends it into the back of the net, and just like that, the 2-goal advantage is diminished into nothingness. as Bryn, not too sure how much he meant at that second touch there to set up Harvey, but nevertheless fell nicely into the path of him, and he manages to hit the opener into the back of the net. And so, yeah, it's as you were. We're all square. Let's start from the top. Here we go.
Yeah, but Illusion, they don't look the most in sync. There's double commit in the lead up to that last goal, and there's been quite a few double commits this game alone. Will they be able to find their way back? I'm hoping so, so we get a little bit more Rocket League under our belts. Rufy gonna try and restore that lead for Illusion, but Harvey will say no to that. And we're just trying to get 2 quick touches. She does so. The attack is so quick, they're almost there for Severance, and it somehow pays off. Harvey with a little bit of a poach there, but now Severance have the lead once more.
Well, poach where he meant, he must have meant that, because that was such a quick reaction, but it was enough, because he just had Emma and Matty, I think, on the line there, and they would have saved that comfortably for Illusion, but Harvey stepping up and sending it into top bins instead. And just like that, the 2-goal advantage is all gone to dust at the moment, but so you've got to find something quickly, you feel, otherwise Severance is just going to start building on this momentum. Now Bryn playing it down into the path of Harvey, takes over now right hand side, lets it get away from him though. It's allowed Rufy to go 1v1 versus Brian, but can't do much with that. Matty now sends it on target, and Harvey easy enough on the line to clear that one. And they've got a lot to do now, Illusion. They've just got to keep up those chances, make sure they keep their heads in the game and don't do any more double commits. Oh my word, it seems like they're doing everything right, but they just can't find the back of the net at the moment. Oh,
Defense. The defense from Severance is so good, as just demonstrated there. But finally, Illusion will find the back of the net. They knocked the door so much, and finally they managed to find their way in. And it was definitely deserved. They didn't get a goal out of that. I think they would have been a little bit tilted, but they managed to get the goal with just under 2 minutes left. They've still got a lot of time to work with, but Harvey's just going to try and make the task all that much harder. There's going to be Rufy denying them, and Rufy's also going to get a demo on Brun, the third man, trying to, you know, create a little counter-attack. Matty almost deflects that into his own net, which invites pressure. Infield pass, Brun trying to fake, gets it past 1, no business name, gets it past 2, and Harvey's there. He's just gonna hit off the crossbar and out, and no team has been able to find the net despite so many chances in that last 30 seconds.
I'll tell you what, Maris, I'm almost scared to say anything, because I'll take credit for that last Illusion goal there. I said they were doing everything right but scoring, and then what do? They send it into the back of the nets there, so I'm not going to say anything too decisive at the moment, but a minute left on the clock. We're all square here. Bryn, good challenge from Emma, but oh my word, Bryn, the other Brun completely misses it, leaving it alone at the back there for Harvey. And Illusion managed to keep possession there. Double commit in the corner there again. Is left Bryn all alone at the back. Has to make sure he clears this one. Rufy not able to get on the end of that one. Oh my word, they're Dyson with death. Lovely pass in field, and he can't quite get the shot on target. Is Rufy. And Illusion. The momentum is shifted from one team to the other. Severance are looking quite solid there, but then Illusion now, 30 seconds left on the clock. It seems like momentum is finally with them.
Yeah, the tension in this game is so high. You think the only fair sell will go with overtime, but Harvey gets that foot reset. Can he read it properly? No, he can't. And Rufy will get the clear, but Brenny's going to see something about it. That's towards net. Double commit made to stop that one. And Rufy will send that little redirect towards net. Double commit will make sure that won't happen, and we have overtime in game number 3, and nothing else would have justified this game.
Indeed, it's one goal will settle the deal now. Lovely demo there by Harvey, as Matty, it seemed like they were going to try and get the second touch off the sidewall there, but here he is now though. Good spawn from him. Loud, awkward touch though by Brun. Matty, tried to get the demo and bump on the line there on Harvey, didn't quite get it. But they keep in possession now. Illusion, this is very much it. They got to get this one if they got to try and get some sort of a point away from this game, from this series. But Harvey sends that one back into Illusion's half. Emma, lovely touch around 1, can't get it past Bryn, but gets to 50, and that one's just going to go wide of the post there. Oh my word, this is anyone's guess at the moment as which way this game's going to go.
Yeah, definitely. But as Illusion have had a little bit more of the pressure, just not being able to get really any clear-cut chances or convert on them, but that could have been a good one. Little infield pass from Matty. Rufy trying to get on the end of it. But now he's going to go by himself, using all of his boost to just try and get forward. And Emma's going to shoot herself, and no one's home. And Harvey's going to turn it into his own net. And Illusion take game 3, and they find something from this series.
What a clutch shot there. Oh, Harvey, you gotta feel for him. He was trying so hard to send it into the corner, completely gets the misread. And then unfortunately the post was the saviour there, I think, for Illusion. Worked in their favour at the end there, but a lovely shot from Emma, who's definitely putting in an MVP performance for Illusion this series, keeping her team very much in it. But Rufy there, 8 shots and only 1 goal. You gotta feel he's got to do a little bit more on the conversion rate there. But definitely, it was 8 shots. But I don't know about you, Maris, but the defense on that game from both Illusion and from Severance seemed absolutely insane at times, and it just came down to the wire as to, you know, a lucky rebound off the post to sort of settle it. But what a game that was, and hopefully in game number 4 we're going to see just something as epic.
That game was almost impossible to call right until those ending moments where Harvey, unfortunately, maybe reading it just that little bit wrong, and he ended up turning it into his own net. But that doesn't discourage the fact that he dropped an 800-point performance for that Severance team. 2 goals and 5 saves, being the absolute pivotal player, even though they didn't quite get the victory in game number 3. We're now going on to the final game of the series. Will Severance close out the series win, or will Illusion clutch a draw? What do you think, Morsky?
Well, that is the dangerous question there. Do I go for the caster's curse or not? I got to think Illusion, they're going to be feeling confidence. They just got to play. Oh my word! I almost did curse them on that one there, but they got to play with confidence now. They've seen that they can get the win. They've got to go on and just try and keep that Severance team at bay, because they do look dangerous when they're going forward. And here comes Bryn now, left-hand side, gets met in the air by Emma, sends that one back into the Severance half. Rufy trying to get on the end of that one, just overcommits slightly, leaving Matty all alone at the back. Lovely demo! What a play! I say it all the time, but demos are the way to go forward. I'm a massive demo fan, and that just goes to prove it there. Matty taking out the equation, turned around, saw a red card coming towards him, and Brun easy enough for him to send it into the back of the net. And it's 1-0 Severance.
Yeah, it was the Brun and Bryn partnership striking again. Brun going forward with the demo, and Bryn left to turn it into the orange net to give Severance the lead and maybe change the pace of this whole game, because it will force Illusion to go forward a bit more. Into pass from Emma. Matty can't quite get the redirect on it, and that could have been the equalizer early on. But now it's going to be Severance's turn to try and add to their lead, but Matty's going to intercept it. No one's home, and I think they're just giving that one as a little freebie.
Indeed, Bryn trying. I'm not too sure. He probably trying to get a pass in field, but good read though by Mattia there to send that back into the Severance net there, and that's just what they needed. They needed some sort of a quick response. They got it, and we're all square again with just over a minute played on the clock here. So, question now: can Illusion build on that goal, or will Severance find their prowess in front of the Illusion net? But Emma's now dribbling up the end of the field. What a goal from Emma! My word! Just the sort of response you needed after bring yourselves back into this series. Lovely dribble play. Not much Brun could do with that one. Tried their best to send it away, but Emma too strong. Sends it to the back of the net. 2-1 Illusion.
That was from her own side of the field, carrying it all the way with excellent precision, and the 50 goes just her way to get into the net and give Illusion the lead once again. Bryn trying to find Harvey with the pass. He does. Emma making the stop of the line a little bit awkward. No one is there to capitalize on it, and Illusion will keep the lead. And now they're coming down towards the Severance net once again. Harvey, a little bit of a double tap going backwards. Rufy trying to capitalize on it. A little bit of a miscommunication from Severance, but they managed to recover it in time. Harvey finally runs the pass. Emma again herself in the way of that one. to keep their lead intact. And that's a good 50, finding Roof E despite not having much boost, so he couldn't do much with it. And now it's just back and forth. We've seen this so many times. Will Severance find the equalizer? A little bit awkward there. Brun only can shoot it into Roof E, and now Matty ET, he's going to do it by himself. Can he get past Bryn? No, he can't. It's going to be Roof E's turn. Brun comes across to make that vital 50, and with half the game gone, there's really no telling which way this game's going to go, is there?
It's almost seeming like Illusion they know they're ahead at the moment. They know they got the advantage, and they're just playing a little bit timid on the second man there. Not trying to commit too hard, but he manages to get this one though. The read off Emma's backboard pass. Mattiot stepping up. And it's that player again, Emma. She's absolutely putting in a performance in these last 2 games of the series. And Mattiot, good speed from him. Just when I was saying the second man was seeming like to sit back a little bit too far, on that occasion they did just what they needed, pushed up just enough to get on the end of that one. They've got to give themselves a good opportunity, but we've seen it before though, Merits. They've had a 2-goal advantage and they let it slip. Will they let it slip here in game number 4? Matty on the line. What a save by Matty on the line.
That was absolutely incredible, and might just be what gets Illusion this draw. And that might fire them up to just go and put another one in the net. No one's there. Emma, the last one back. Roofy getting that clutch demo. It's going to be Harvey who has to chase it. Run, no boost in the tank. And now it's a one-on-one. Emma not quite the boost there to direct that shot well enough. Run, getting a demo on Matty in the background. Roofy getting his revenge a little bit there. Now last 90 seconds going to be Severance all-out attack. Emma blocking herself just in time, and it's just awkwardness on both backlines in this game 4. It's a really scrappy game as both teams need this win very badly for their seasons, as you mentioned in the intro. They are both a little bit down in the wins leaderboard.
Oh, indeed, and when you feel with a minute left on the clock, this one is on the knife edge, and both teams know it, because if Severance can get that goal, bring themselves back into this one, then you feel like the momentum will shift firmly in their favour. But Emma putting in an absolute performance at the moment, keeping her team very much alive. There she is now, left-hand side. Slight double commit with Roofy there in the corner, but comes away off the backboard. And Brun able to read that one and send it now on the counter-attack. Here comes the namesake. Bryn trying to get the shot, but Mattiot, clutch save on the lines. 30 seconds left. And they got to find something quick, Severance, if they're going to come away with a series victory.
You've got that caster curse. It's just whatever you say, the opposite happens. And I was actually about to mention the Illusion defense was so solid, but then that happens. Emma not exactly getting that save, instead turning it into her own net. And now we have a game here with 24 seconds left, and this will go straight to Brun. The bump there from Ruthie might be what saves them this game, and now Emma trying to go alone. Bryn just getting back to it in time, and now Ruthie, a little bit of shadow defense, getting it past one, but Bryn is there for backup. A little bit of a pinch over the backboard, and Harvey's there. We should be going to overtime. Just 6 seconds left in game number 4.
Oh, Illusion! You had it in the bag. You had the 2-goal advantage, and again you've let it slip away from you. But we've still got 6 seconds left. There are 6 seconds left here. No, are we going to see overtime? We're going to see a 0-second goal. Roofy gets taken out of the equation by Brian Harvey, trying to get a shot on target, not quite able to send it into the back of the net. And we have a game for OT. This is it now. Illusion looking for the draw. They've done it. Oh my word, Brun quits instantly. He's had enough. Beautiful kickoff from Emma into the path of Roofy. And I hate to say it, Merits, but I called it. 2-2 Illusion come back. What a series.
Yep, and it was going so well for Severance in that last 30 seconds. But a little bit of a mishap on the kickoff was all that separated the two teams in the end, and Illusion come away with a well-deserved draw. What a series that was. That was so intense from start to finish. But you've got to think Severance might feel a little bit hard done by.
It's going to be a I don't know what the phrase is. Something a sore pill for them to swallow. They were put in they're looking confident. They were looking like they had the measure of illusion in games 1 and 2, and they just seemed to sit back a little bit in game number 3, which just allowed illusion to come back into it, to build on a momentum and to sort of keep them at bay. And we saw, at the very start there, the stats, these 2 evenly matched teams, not much between them, and it just kind of sort of paid off in the end there for illusion. Fair play to them. They didn't let their heads drop. They came back in game number 4, and they got themselves a vital victory there. So, my word, I'll tell you what though, Merits, I've just casted 2 absolutely insane series. So I'm going to leave the final thoughts of that series to you. How was that one for you? You are there, by the way. I know your camera isn't working at the moment. Slight technical issues is plaguing tonight. But yeah, how was that for you, Merits?
Another draw added to your repertoire. You've got a reputation of casting draws, and it's yet another one. But this draw was special. It was an absolutely incredible series from start to finish. Severance, they looked like they were going to take it all the way to the bank, but then Illusion, they just find their way back into it, and they capitalize on every single one of their chances, and they've came away with a very clutch draw.
They have indeed, and what a way to finish off this Thursday night. It's been an absolute banger of 3 games there. We, of course, had the 4-0 at the start. 3 Well, you know what? I can't even remember what we had. I just know it's been absolutely insane, so I won't even try to recap that too much. But yeah, great series to finish off the night. And before Twitch decides to finally sort of die on us, or we have another technical issue, we'll try and wrap this one up. So I just want to give a big shout out, of course, to the sponsors, which is Sanctuary, Shaman Esports, Synthesized Designs, Dead Dinosaurs, T-Mill, Panthera Esports, HyperX, Gamers Apparel, and Badass Studio. And of course, you know, if you like the branded mug here, which I must say, you know, I highly recommend, then visit Gamers Apparel. That's where you can find all the wonderful RSC merch and other glorious franchise brands on there as well. So go and check that one out. Any final words from you, Merits, before we depart for the evening?
Another word on our sponsor. We're going to be having a new one joining the RSC family on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. From what I've heard, it is going to be absolutely huge for RSC, bigger than anything we've ever seen. This is all coming from words I've heard. But that's all for tonight. We've enjoyed your company going through those 3 series, and we hope you have a good evening.
Yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow, and until then, take it easy.